So, welcome back, game session. Ed's missing. Not really, but last session, you guys got to meet Angrboda, Loki's Jotun lover, as well as a portion of her army, which included multiple dragons, large wolves, and other things.
I like your word choice there. Portion.
Yes. Yes. In a mysterious event, she abruptly teleported out along with the majority of her forces, leaving just the red dragon and the two blue dragons.
That I got to bang.
Yes.
I honestly forgot that happened.
Though you all have now sworn an oath to help Angrboda free her children from the imprisonment that Odin has put them in, you all teleportation circle back to Easterday. But before we do that, I want to go over some new modules that I've added. I did not update existing modules, I just added new modules. Well, and I removed one. So, on the left-hand side now, there is a magical hand that will allow you to either remove convenient effects or add convenient effects to your selected token. This includes a list of spells.
And?
I'm trying to think. I went brain dead. Stuff like petrified conditions. That's what I'm thinking of, like different conditions and stuff like that to your character sheet, and it will automatically apply the actual effects needed. So this should help with the advantage, disadvantage. Like if you come under the bless spell, you can add in the bless spell if it doesn't do it automatically. If people target their tokens, okay. Hi, Thomas.
Sorry.
So if people target the tokens appropriately with the spells, it will also automatically look for those spell effects and those spells to apply to those tokens, such as Crater Invisibility. You can now apply that to your token. It will automatically give you advantage on your attacks and disadvantage for the enemies. You get the Paralyzed condition. It will set your speed to 0. It is also changing the concentration checks just the teeniest of bits, not really. Those still work as expected. The bloodied condition is now a symbol in the top left, like the other effects, instead of going across the whole token. So it's going to be a teeny bit harder to see when a creature is below their 50% HP. But you can apply different effects for yourself. And things like the light spell, Vicus, when you cast light a lot, you can actually apply that onto your token by just selecting your token, opening up the effects, search for light, and then click light, and it will automatically add the light to your token, the light source and everything.
So you said a little hand? I don't see one. Do I need to reload by chance? Or
No, you shouldn't have to. It's a little magical hand on the left-hand side. Oh my gosh.
I don't see it either.
Yeah. That's what I said. I didn't see a hand.
Well, how were you applying the effects?
I right-clicked on my token and assigned status effects.
Oh, okay. I get a hand. You guys get a different player view.
Sorry. Oh, I see how it is. You get a hand, we get the fucking...
The finger. We get the finger.
Yeah.
You
guys get the finger.
Get the peasant's way of doing this.
I also get a little delete thing that can remove all convenient effects off my
You said it was about this big, right? It was about this big?
Yeah, about that big.
I like how that blurred.
Censored. My 5-year-old was doing that in kindergarten. He didn't know what it meant, but he
flipping people off.
Yeah, I talked to him about it. And he said that other kids told him not to do it, so he did it. He didn't know what it meant, but it's like,
yeah.
The best reason for him to do anything. He did it because someone said you shouldn't do that.
Well, and then he was like threatening another kid with scissors. So,
just flip them up, say "Das Vidanya, comrade," and just walk away.
All right, so yeah, you guys can right-click on your tokens and go to different status effects. which are there. So you guys should be able to apply those. So yeah, you get magic shields. There's other things there that help. So I'm still curious on how some things are going to work, such as Devil's Sight is not like a checkbox for D&D because it's not technically part of SRD, I don't think. So I don't think it would give Frost advantage being inside of darkness or anything like that.
Got it. So I still have to fucking figure that out.
We can try to figure that out later, or I mean, you can also create custom effects.
Oh,
Also,
sweet. Okay.
Also in our Discord chat, I posted the user guide to this module so you guys know exactly what it's called, what its dependencies and stuff are. And there's a rules on how you can actually create toggleable scripts to toggle effects on and off. With more of like a macro.
Shield does automatically apply.
Yes, and it gives you this cool little effect.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
That is cool as hell. Yeah, I like that.
So also, you can try to guess what this one is. Well, it's probably going to tell you.
Oh, mirror image. That's dope.
Yeah,
Why-
he gave himself shield too, so
Yeah, so it looks even cooler.
yeah. But so there are some cool animations that happens.
So how do we
remove?
remove the feature? Would it
click it.
automatically happen?
It is timed. So in combat, all of these features have a time to them on the effects. So if you go to like the next round, at the start of your turn, it will automatically remove shield. It will
Gotcha.
automatically take care of timing, concentration, and all sorts of other things like that too.
Okay, so I'm sorry. How do I remove it now?
I will remove it.
Yeah, it wasn't. And I'm also invisible. It doesn't remove the. It's not in the effects when you look at the token. There is something called Magic Shield, but it's not.
No,
the thing.
It's on the effects tab of your character sheet.
Okay, that's where I've been turning it off and on.
Yeah,
absorb elements doesn't do anything.
It actually might. You have to select your target or.
Oh.
No.
How about this? Does this do something? Oh.
No, there's no effect for absorb elements.
Nothing for our Armor of Agathis either.
No, they have mage armor.
There's nothing for my Cloak of Billowing, and that's kind of a huge problem.
Again, you can make custom effects yourself.
This is bullshit.
I'm gonna make the whole screen just disco rave, just like colors everywhere.
What kind of Mickey Mouse crap is this?
So
I'm just saying, I still have my flute.
Sweet.
There we go. Hopefully this helps a little bit in combat. So things like Bless is now much easier to apply, where people don't have to remember to add it post roll or edit their character sheet or anything, because it will give you the Bless effect and it will apply it to the right rolls. Same thing with Bane. So Vicus, if you want to start using debuffs for enemies, or anybody else wants to start using debuffs for enemies, just make sure you target their tokens, and if you forget, I can easily add them myself. So I'm trying to hope things help with the automation a little bit, make it a little easier where people don't forget to roll things that they have. And that way you don't have to remember to also hold down Control Shift or whatever hotkey you had to set in order to roll advantage or disadvantage. I'm surprised there's not one for. Oh, there is effect for haste. It's because you renamed the spell.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, because I can give you haste right there. So it added 2A to your AC, advantage on dex saves for 1 minute, and it doubled your speed. So.
Well, I will go in and I'll go in and re-import that one and remove my customized one because I'm sure there's probably something in the background that'll mess it up. That's really cool, though. Yeah, I like the effect. I've been personally, I've been trying to make sure I add in like the shield effect and everything, so not having to worry about that is amazing.
Yep. So I hope that makes things a little easier for us when we continue with combat. So unless you guys have questions about it, we can go ahead and begin, and maybe David will turn on his camera if he's feeling up to it.
I don't have any questions as long as everyone is okay that when I cast Phantasmal Killer, Spooky Scary Skeletons comes on.
Yes.
I mean, that's if that or Monster Mash would be
pretty good.
Pretty dope, yeah. I believe that's in the public domain now too, Monster Mash. So YouTube, you won't get YouTube banned if Monster Mash plays.
All right. No questions. So Callum challenged Frost to a duel shortly after the dragons left, and Callum got his ass handed to him by Frost before they set up camp for the evening, and then in the morning, with a teleportation circle back to Easternay, you all appear in the main court. More like main district area.
You gotta burn that spell slot real quick.
Okay.
Oh, you can do that now?
Teleportation circle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had it to burn since we hit level 9, but I wanted to. I was trying to make it a surprise, but fucking Vicus never wanted to go anywhere.
Yeah. So the city is bustling. It's still a little early, just because the sun. You guys were probably an hour or two ahead, being where you were, depending on where the sun was rising and such. But your merchants and stuff are bustling around the city, trying to prepare to open their stalls for the day's business. As you all just teleportation circle in, some guards, armed guards, look at you real quick. They recognize the assemblage from Vicus and Callum's clothing. They give you a nod, and they return to their stations.
Yes, so I know Ed and Frost have been here, but I'm not sure if you have, Yorn, to Easternay before.
I have not been to the eastern side of the continent yet. It is my first. Popped my cherry, if you would.
Excellent. Oh, we are on the most eastern side of the continent. We're right on the ocean there. Bustling ports and whatnot here in Easternay. Vicus and myself are Baron and Baronet, respectively. Here in the city center. So we're going to take us home for a moment. And actually, Yorn, I have something for you if I believe you could use it.
Oh. What is this?
I'm sending you a trade request. I've not ever done this before. I like how it opens up my spell book instead of my inventory.
I like how people can spectate our trade.
Yes.
Ooh. I feel like I should give something in return, but I don't really have anything to give in return.
He's just handing them to you. We're not like WoW guild trading right now. So I couldn't really use those because my armor hindered their magical effects. So, and I noticed that you make it very obvious that you do not wear armor. So I thought they might be relatively useful to you. So there you are.
All right, I will equip them.
And what? Remind me again. I'm a little dazed. Frost really put the hurt on me. Why did we come home again?
To see
Because you were a big baby and you wanted to come home.
Something about your aunt giving birth or something? I don't know.
A mother. Yeah,
Mother.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know if she is due right now. I don't remember the actual date. But fuck you, Frost. By the way. So yeah, I don't know why we came here. Maybe just to gather our bearings, because the Violet Tower is destroyed. Maybe regroup and figure out what we're going to do next. So I'll Vicus, is there anywhere you want to go before we headed towards the estate?
David, if you're talking, you're muted. I have a feeling he's wrangling children at the moment.
All right then, yeah, I will go to the temple and do things with my doctorate.
I'm gonna go to the strip club. Don't know what I'm gonna do there.
Oh, I just did a perfect Vicus accent. You missed it.
Did you? Really?
I was like, I'm gonna go to the temple and do something with my doctorate.
Well, yeah, that's what you do with your doctorate. Sorry, now the kids are in bed.
All right.
So we are back in Easternay. I asked specifically why we decided to come home because I couldn't remember why. Because I was drinking. And then Frost called us big babies, and I told him to go fuck himself, and you're pretty much caught up.
Okay. Well, guess I'm gonna go do stuff with my doctorate.
All right, Yorn's...
Your 2-week doctorate.
8
weeks. I thought it was 8. The lore has changed so much on that class. It was 6 weeks, but you failed 2 weeks, so it ended up being 8 weeks.
No, I was 2 weeks late.
Oh, okay.
I showed up 2 weeks late, and they let me finish because, politics and my rank and whatnot.
So smart.
Why were you 2 weeks late to your class?
I was doing other church stuff.
Important politicking things?
Well, no. It was church related, of course.
So, Yorn, as Callum and Vicus guide you to their family estate,
Mm-hmm.
You notice the walls of these buildings are nice polished stone, old but well kept. Tiled roofs. Just a lot of tough materials went into construction of this city. Paved roads with rock and that are cemented into the ground. Made to handle lots of foot traffic.
Dirty. I like it.
You also notice that the city is layered and has inner walls between the various districts. So you're walking through smaller gates as you move between the different districts until Callum and Vicus walk into a housing district where you see a lot of residences spread throughout the city. Wagons with hay and pumpkins, melons, barrels containing fruits, are laid out or being carried along the roads and streets.
I'm gonna slowly unbutton my shirt about halfway.
Okay. You are getting quite a few glances from the locals, as well as Frost. Dragonborn and Goliath are not very common here. For the most part, you're seeing... You see a few dwarves and halflings and gnomes, but the rest, the primary races is humans and a few elves.
So I look at Yorn while we're walking, and I say, Yorn, just so that you're aware, our father is quite, how do I say, uptight, and frankly, your normal shenanigans won't go well in our household.
Don't hit on our mother, or I will stab you.
Well,
I would never.
But most servants are probably fair game. However, we probably won't want to make statues of yourself all over our estate. Just being honest.
What if I made one statue with everyone on it?
No.
Just no statue. He is rather particular about how the grounds are kept because he thinks they are a direct reflection upon him.
Yes.
Like Vika said, he's pretty uptight. He's very vain. But not a bad man, just vain.
Right, but and if you think that I'm uptight about things and I like things particular, I'm not quite as bad as our father. Honestly.
But Bjorn, when you come here, they give you a free mug.
Frost, no, we didn't give that to you. You stole it.
I said he could have it.
After the fact. But yes, Yorn, if you would like one, we could give you a mug from our estate. I didn't know that they were so coveted. Literally.
This reminds me. It reminds me from Elite Dangerous, that space station that you like have to fly 2 real life hours to just to get the stupid mug.
Oh my god. Stupid Beagle Point.
I think Frost has only exclusively drank out of that mug since he got it. So they must be very well made. I don't ever really pay attention.
They certainly are, but yes.
They're not
right.
just glass, they're crystalline with platinum and gold engravings.
Oh shit, well, if we ever need bail money, there we go. We're just gonna sell that mug.
Yeah, it has platinum bandings to where the crystal handle is.
It's like a 500 gold mug.
I mean, no, they're thin bandings, but they're probably
still like
100. But is it pretty durable looking?
Oh yeah,
It's survived so far.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty thick
All right.
crystal.
Well, I mean, if you guys are handing them out, I'll take one.
But you approach the estate and notice that there's another set of inner walls inside of this housing district with wrought iron gates with guards posted. They have the Grimm family crest embroidered onto their leather armor as they're wielding spears and other pole arms. Our lords, we welcome you home.
Thank you. Are the lord and lady of the house in today?
They are. They should be preparing for breakfast soon. Should we inform them of your arrival?
Yes, please. It is myself, Ficus, and 3 guests.
Yep. As one of them goes off into a guard shack. And a few moments later, they come out. It says, breakfast is also being prepared. Additionally,
That sounds delightful, actually.
once you all enter your manor, I suggest getting changed and then joining your parents.
Yes, yes. Oh, Yawn, by the way, strict no weapons at the table rule.
He just lifts up his arms.
I
Okay,
am the
well.
weapon.
Those. All right, I will let you keep your arms at the table.
Have you seen what these things can do?
I have, yes.
Like 2 ball pythons.
Every time somebody flexes, I always think of Dwight from The Office going, "Did you get tickets to the gun show?"
But 2 of the guards escort you across. It's not as solidly paved as the normal roads, but it's still a nice paved like driveway, carriageway, I guess you would call it, up to the larger estate. It's about a quarter-mile walk away from the gate as you all see the gardens and lawn are being well kept, the bushes are trimmed and such. Some of the fruit trees on the estate are bearing fruit as there are people out there, servants in the morning, picking fresh fruit to be used throughout the rest of the day. Once you're escorted up to the estate doors, the guards give a bow and say, "Welcome home, my lords," as they return back to their posts.
Glad to be home.
Thank you. Vicus, you go. I'll show them to the guest quarters so they can get changed and everything, and then I'll go get changed as well. So, but you can. I know your armor takes a little bit longer to deal with, so I'll lead. Frost knows the way. Ed knows the way, but I'll lead them all towards the guest hall, as it were, and give them some rooms, and then head up to my room.
Okay. The guest rooms are not fully prepared as the beds and stuff aren't made, as they weren't expecting guests at this time of day. But you will know that once housekeeping is aware of your arrival as well as the guest's arrival, they will be attending to the rooms very shortly.
Ed, I'm so sorry. They've already prepared breakfast, but I think we'll be staying here for a few days, so you will have full run of the kitchen as you did before.
Ed silently nods and gives a thumbs up.
Oh, Frost, you asking why we were coming back? Frankly, it's significantly closer than the Violet Tower to the Sunset Temple, so it's not just a trip home out of nostalgia or homesickness. It's actually advantageous for us to be here.
How much time do we have left on that? Just like looking at the calendar here.
Got about 4.5, 5 months.
Where is the Sunset Temple at? I don't believe it's labeled for me. Ah, okay.
No, the temples are not labeled.
A quick little boat ride.
So, after being escorted to the guest rooms, do you guys like de-equip, put away your weapons, armor, type of stuff?
Yep.
I do.
Yes.
I'm putting on my shift weave of my silver trimmed robes with dinosaur feathers.
Okay.
Yes.
Little throwback.
About how long would you say David needs to get changed?
It takes what, 5 minutes?
10 minutes to remove heavy armor.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got to powder up and look all nice. And
Well, yes.
Mostly under the bulls.
to say like 30 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, we'll say probably, half an hour.
I wish to seduce the housemaids. I wish to learn juicy court gossip from them.
Roll an investigation check to find one.
I thought they were supposed to be making our rooms.
They will when they realize that there's guests. They have other things that they're doing right now.
Investigation, where are you? I ain't so good at this.
The manor is quite large, so it takes you about 10 minutes to find one, as they are startled by your appearance. One, by your just physique, right? You're just huge.
My physique and my engorged muscles.
Yes. Oh! Are you a friend of the Lord and Lady?
Yes, I am. I was, trying to figure out some good gossip. And I was wondering if, the ladies of the house would have anything to say. Trying to be flirty a little bit.
Oh my god. It just look like you're playing with your hair, and I don't even want to look at you right now.
Who, me?
No.
I mean, the Lord and Lady are very kind. I don't think... Are you staying as a guest? I can get you things for your room.
Well, I will need some, but, you know. But if you wanted to talk, you could always come by later and say hi.
I have quite a few chores to do.
Oh, you get to go help with chores now.
I give her the anime protagonist move. I fucking put the hand on the wall, do the towering thing, and he's like, there can't be that many chores for you to do.
Come on, there can't be that many chores for you to do, Faye.
Make a persuasion check.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bard in the party now.
Yes.
Stereotypical bard.
Stereotypical bard. Hey, I'm doing it for character development reasons, okay?
No, it's great. No, it's good.
I suppose I could go ahead and get some sheets to make your bed if you're quick.
I can be as quick as I need to be.
Feats, don't fail me now.
As she...
Hold on. I prepared a GIF.
You just...
Question
as long
is,
as it's
what
safe for
song
work,
is
you
it
can put it
by?
into the chat.
Oh no, it's gotta go in Discord.
Oh. Discord, huh?
Yikes.
It's not that bad. You can find it very easily on the internet. But it's probably not appropriate for...
I can find a lot of inappropriate things very easily on the internet.
Oh, that's totally safe for work. I don't understand.
I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Good.
So, totally outside of the game, I swear we've been starting at 8:30 forever.
No.
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 Like, I
Never.
no,
We've never started at 30.
I swear I've been starting at 8:30 for the last 6 months we've been playing this game. I swear.
0 people in this group is going to back that up.
I know.
Dude.
No, I have arrived at 8:30 quite a few times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we don't once in a while show up late, but the time is 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock your guys' time. Sorry.
Yeah, you can go look at the stream archive to see when
Oh no,
started.
I completely believe that I've messed up, but like I was like, oh yeah, I've got 30 more minutes. Sweet. Like I wasn't even paying attention to my phone.
Yeah, you've just been living in a different timeline, and
I guess.
Mandela effect. That's
Yeah.
fine.
This isn't the
Mandela.
real Paul. This is a doppelganger.
No, you guys aren't the real ones. I'm the real one.
Yeah, you're from 6201. We're in 6205. It's weird. The actual universes are in 15-minute increments. I don't know if anyone knows that.
Perfect.
Great. So she grabs some silk linen quite hastily and asks you to escort her to your room so she can help make your bed.
I do.
There you go. All right. Sometime later, you all, unless anybody's going to do anything else. Anybody doing anything else while everyone is getting ready? All right.
A is for Alfred. B is for Bat.
Sometime later, you all assemble back into the main corridor to walk into the dining room as a group.
What do we see?
Are you walking in? Right now, you're just assembled.
Oh, yeah, I mean, everyone good to eat?
Rare sight indeed. Ed is actually walking on the ground,
Oh,
not wearing my helmet.
wow.
Still walking with the quarterstaff, though, pretending like I have a limp so I can have it.
You're
As I did
supposed to
last
take
time.
the wizard staff!
I definitely look at Ed and say, Ed, that's a technicality, and you know that there are
But I
no
have
weapons.
to be consistent. I did this last time.
Does Frost have his greatsword physically out?
I don't have my sword, but I do have my scabbard. And then
Yeah.
when everybody's looking away, I would like to go, Psst, Ed. And then I
Yes.
summon my sword. And then I make it disappear again.
Just adventurer things. Everyone being assembled, Callum Vicus, you lead your party into the dining room where you see your father sitting at the head of the table, as well as your very pregnant mother sitting next to him, still snacking on some fruits.
You know what? I don't even need the quarterstaff. I just remember that my spell focus was the little fucking thing holding my thing on anyway, so it doesn't matter. I just remembered that. So, but I know that I convinced everyone that I had a limp last time. Did I not?
I would like to think that at this point his legs have atrophied and he probably does have a limp.
Yeah.
We should probably get him some crutches. He can be like Tiny Tim.
Because he hasn't walked in like 10 fucking years.
I think it only takes 3 weeks to start to atrophy.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
And with the head dangling thing, his whole body's just weak.
But my neck is dummy thick. It is so thick.
It's like IndyCar driver thick. Have you guys seen IndyCar drivers? Like the guys who drive F1? They have the fucking thickest necks you've ever seen. Go look it up. It's hilarious. But no, sorry. Back to the game. Hello, mother, father.
They actually do strength training on their neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruh.
That's what happens when you take a 3G turn every 30 seconds.
My sons, Edwin, and Frost.
Father, this is Yorn. He's our newest travel companion.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, welcome, Yorn, to the Grimm household.
Yorn straight up just like takes a knee and does like a full... He's like, I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
Hold on.
He's quite the chipper fellow.
I don't know if my sons have bothered to even give you my name.
Of course
Nope.
we have, Father. I told them to forego the formalities. It's my fault, Father. I have grown lax on the road. I apologize.
I'm Ronrick Grimm. I am the Viscount of this estate and of this region. My wife is Baroness Jana Vera. But please have a seat, as he reaches out and rings a small bell as kitchen staff begin to bring in food and set it down at the table. Tell me of your adventures. You all have been gone for quite a bit. I'm sure you have lots to say.
Fuck. I forgot to mention nobody talk about what just happened.
Well, Father, we had been over near Monsanto and Solana for quite some time. We had helped dispatch of an intelligent undead creature, a vampire actually.
Telepathically, you hear Ed go, "Oh, don't forget about Loki."
And I just look at Ed.
A vampire. That must have been an interesting thing. I would never expected you all to encounter a vampire, much less defeat one.
Frankly, it was the farthest thing from our mind as well.
Actually, we have illustrations of our adventures.
Your mother speaks up. Are you sure that this pilgrimage that you're going on is safe? I mean, I thought this was a travel from one temple to the other. And you're fighting a vampire?
It was a matter of church business, unfortunately, Mother, and on this thing, such tasks are required of me, and thus the rest of us.
Oh, I hope you've put that behind you now that you're home.
Well, unfortunately, this is just another stop on our way through, as we have to go to the Sunset Temple down at the southwestern island of the...
But that's not too far from here. You should be fairly safe now.
Yes, for now, yes, certainly. We are taking a small sabbatical here while we're around, and we would certainly like to help with anything we can while we're here, but I would suspect we're not here for more than a week or two.
Really? Just a week or two?
Unfortunately, Mother, yes. I do have...
Won't you stay to greet your sister into the world?
And I look down at the table. I suppose... How close are you, Mother?
Another month.
Another month.
We may have that amount of time, given that the lightning rail is so close to us, and all that good thing. So, if we did want to, some of us need to travel and some didn't. It is an easy way to get to and from. But the other thing, Father, I had a request. Does your conference area where you meet with lords and ladies and all that business, does it still have like a map of the continent?
Yes, it does, but the prince's is much more detailed, and I'm glad that you all have decided to stay to greet your sister into this world, as I need to inform the prince of your arrival, as he has made a request, as he has heard some of these stories of your adventures, and he's greatly interested.
Is that so?
Yes. So, once I inform him that you are here, I'm sure an official invitation to a dinner or a ball will be in order.
I would imagine so, and I'm going to roll a deception check because I'm going to lie here. My body language does not reflect what I'm saying. I would like to get back to the lifestyle of court, and yes, it would be good to see the prince and speak of our adventures, yes.
Your father,
Character development.
your father looks at you very strangely, but doesn't say anything else. Yes, so I will have a letter sent this morning. We'll see when the reply comes back. But it's not
Certainly.
just you, my boys. It's also your adventuring group he is interested in meeting. So
Has he
I would
spoken of any of them by name, Father?
Did you say spoken? I mean, Yorn is new. Ash was the last one that was here.
Yes.
But, so I don't know if the prince is aware of Yorn joining you all, but he'd mentioned everyone else's name. So I would
Certainly.
imagine that if you don't already have good dress robes or dress clothes, that you must get some.
I puff up my robe.
I'll take everyone to get properly dressed. That's not a problem. I do need to commandeer your conference area for the next few days, and I would like to not be disturbed for those next few days, if that is all right with you.
I see no reason why, but I do expect some of your responsibilities to be fulfilled while you're here, though, Callum.
Yes, of course. What did you have in mind?
How about some nice meet and greets with some of the other lords under us? And perhaps maybe meet a lady or two? To see if anything romantically sparks.
Okay, so Yorn, just to give you some backstory here to why this is so funny. Callum's obviously gay.
Yeah.
His parents don't know, and he is the firstborn, so he's like expected to like sire children and like continue the family line. And Terceps, every time we come to meet the parents, Terceps always makes the dad say, "Isn't it time for you to meet a girl?" Like every time. So it's just real funny.
If it makes you feel any better, I was going to cast message and be like, if you need a wingman, I'm here for you.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. So, no, yeah, of course, I would love to do that. That sounds absolutely fantastic. I'll roll deception because that's not true.
Yes, please.
Better than your brother.
Yeah.
Gotten quite good at lying to my own family.
So I will, I'll meet with the underlords and, see if they have any pretty daughters to speak with. Not a problem. And I'll do that over the next few days and get these all these gentlemen well dressed for the meeting with the prince. And all I need in exchange, is the conference room. So that's perfect. Does anyone else have any special request? Actually, I do have another thing. Gentlemen, Ed, Frost, Yorn, would you all like to stay in the guest house, or do you prefer to stay here in the main house?
I think last time we stayed in the guest house had much success.
Very good.
Last time you all stayed upstairs in the guest suites.
Yeah, you guys stayed in the main house. That's right. But I know that, if we're going to stay here for a prolonged stay, if you guys wanted to have guests over, and you're going to be in and out at odd hours, guest house might be more beneficial to your stay.
I think it may be for the best.
Very good. Okay. So, mother, father, if it pleases you, they would like to stay in the guest house.
That works very well, as your mother's needed additional attention given her current state. So you will have to make do changing your own sheets and doing the laundry and such, but I'll make sure that fresh foods are available for Edwin to cook for you all, since last time he produced such a wondrous meal. I'm sure he could still continue to provide for you all.
Perfect. Well, that's all that I have.
Great. So tell me more about these adventures. A vampire?
We had discovered
4 dragons.
4 dragons?
Yeah, a black dragon, a white dragon, and 2 blue dragons at the same time.
Pull out the hole and I pull out the scales.
I knew about the black dragon, as you all had killed it before you came here last time. But
Oh, yes.
So you've added 2 blue dragons and a white dragon?
Yes.
Vicus, you'd notice that your mother is going pale.
I am wearing dining gloves so that as to not show her the scars, and I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. And I would look at my mother and say, "Well, it's certainly not as bad as it sounds. It was nothing really."
It's terrifying.
We made it. We made it through unscathed.
A vampire
In yawn in action.
and multiple dragons and 2 blues at the same time?
Yeah, they're kind of jerks.
Vicus is absolutely a splendid combatant and an amazing, amazing healer. It was honestly small things compared to his power. So you have nothing to worry about.
Well, certainly not severely.
Roll deception check.
Vicus fucking died.
Vicus Grimm, you tell me right now.
All right, fine, Mother. The dragons weren't exactly the easiest thing we've faced.
Probably some rats in a dungeon were easier, is what you mean to say. Do I have to roll? I'm trying to save it here.
I start tugging on my glove to take it off.
Vicus missed more attacks against those rats he did against those dragons.
Yeah.
It's very true.
I take off the glove and I show her the lightning bolt scars on my hand.
Her hands go up as she audibly gasps, and your father looks at you and is like, "What?"
Well, it's not as bad as it looks. It's not even tender anymore.
You're deformed.
It will go away in time.
Much.
It will go away in time, Father. It's a temporary effect of the dragon's lightning.
Hey, hold on, I'm gonna try to save this again if he's gonna let me. It's a henna tattoo. It's gonna go away.
I'm just going to shake my head at the end of the remark.
Your mother gets up and says, "Excuse me, I can't hear any more of this," as she leaves the room.
Yes, Mother, I hope you're well. We certainly are.
I stand when she stands, just to, be polite.
As does your
Ed,
father.
Ed, like kind of. You see
I
Ed like
do.
concentrating, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I have to actually stand," and he stands.
Kind of buckles a little bit.
Yeah, but like for a second, you see it very clearly looks like he thinks he's just gonna float up, and then when he's like, "Oh yeah, shit, I gotta actually stand up."
But his height never changes.
Nope.
As your father sits back down, he looks at you, Vicus. You just frightened your mother.
Well, Father, you did ask about our adventures.
I had
And-
no idea that this pilgrimage was going to put you in such peril.
Well, unfortunately, we must do hard things for our goals, faith, and our. I'm sure you've done similar things, Father, in the political realm, as far as dangerous or against abrasive things.
Yes, you've signed documents with a very sharp quill or something before, right?
He glares at you, Callum.
As he should.
Our position as royals and leaders of our community don't require us to go and slay monsters for fun or for adventure.
Well, certainly it
We
was
only
not
take up arms when we need to help defend our community against external threats. We don't go looking for the fight.
correct.
Well,
We were
dragons
not
can fly, so
looking for this, Father. We definitely had to protect ourselves. They'd come upon us in the mountain.
that he as cheeky as I'm being, he's not lying. We were making our way to the Violet Tower to garner information, and we were beset upon by the dragons.
I would have left Mimir in my room and made him look out the window. He's not at the table with us. I would have
Way
put him in
better
the
if he was at the
windowsill.
table.
I would have put
I
him at the
totally
windowsill,
forgot that we had Mimir's head.
and I would have told him that I will take him and show him the estate at another time.
The maids are gonna freak when they walk into your room and there's just a head.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Could you turn me around? Can't see anything.
Yes, the blue dragons conveniently came to us. It was much better than the white dragon. That took some doing.
Wait, conveniently? What convenience is there about blue dragons coming into your path?
Well, it is a lot harder to get to dragons when you have to go to them. When they come to you, it's like delivery, not DiGiorno.
The father looks absolutely confused. He's absolutely confused.
I'm gonna lift my hand up and go crash.
So, all right, Father. So, just to
You're
explain
looking
it,
for dragons?
yes and no. We had looked for dragons, especially the white one. Yes, we were not looking for the blue ones. And
We were sort of looking for the blue one. We knew they were in the area.
We were more or less walking around through the mountains going, "Oh no, I'm so helpless. I hope a blue dragon doesn't try to take advantage of me." Crash.
Frost
you
doesn't
get-
talk that much, but when he does, it's fucking gold.
Did you guys have Larry last time you guys came home?
Yeah, Larry's been rolling with
Okay.
me since day one. We're tight
Okay.
like this. Mainly because he hasn't died yet.
well, Father, yes. Well, so there was I will tell you the story of the white dragon. There was a white dragon in the area that we were informed of that was a menace for some time and had disappeared for a hibernation period, and the locals were afraid of it returning as they had seen signs of dragons lately.
Roll deception check.
I'm going to guide myself.
Oh boy.
I don't know why I just threw it at advantage, but
Yes. So they were.
That deception check was just for the look on my face, by the way.
But we found its lair and we dispatched of it, and that the area up by Ludbreg is safe once again.
I guess the benefit of these stories, and even the scars on your arms, is that you will impress the prince.
Well, it's certainly not about impressing anyone. It was our duty as protectors of the area, and
Your duties are to Easternay and our subjects.
well, yes, but dragons are a danger to us all, and when we get rid of one in an isolated area of our nation, then it is definitely a benefit to us all.
I'm gonna go see your mother as he stands up.
I stand and I say, and I kind of reach out as he walks by and like place my hand on his arm, and I say, honestly, Father, it's not as bad as it sounds, and this pilgrimage is close to an end, so we will be returning at, within a reasonable amount of time.
And then you will take another adventure or pilgrimage?
Well, probably not, as this pilgrimage is the only thing that I've sworn an oath to Odur for, so unless he himself has another task for me, then I will probably be finished with my pilgrimage.
Yeah, only another oath would hold you here, or hold you to something where you would have to go away. And you haven't done anything like that.
I've made the oath to my god, Frost.
Your father just walks out of the room.
I was going to see how subtly I could cast Firebolt, but I don't have to now.
And when he leaves, I sit down at the table and I place my hands on it, kind of like heavily, and I look at Frost and say, "Do you really have to do this?"
He only speaks when he knows that it's going to bring trouble. Have you not noticed this?
I have, and I'm asking him why now? Why here?
I
It
think
was
it
hilarious.
went quite well.
It was pretty funny, honestly. I got to do that sharp pen thing to Father. That was fun.
Oh yes, you've been talking about that for years. Finally got to say it.
Yeah, no, that was super fun. So, Yawn, welcome to our family.
Jordan just looks very uncomfortable.
Oh, this is the most uncomfortable thing you've done?
He expected like one thing, like nice, like social breakfast, and he got this, and he's just like, words they cannot describe.
It's very waspish here in the Grimm home. We kind of just take jabs at each other. It's fun.
It's very eye-opening, isn't it?
Holding my head.
Fun.
It's really not like this, Yawn, I promise. It's certainly not normally this way.
Make sure you get your mug.
It has always been this way since I have lived here.
We've lived here at the same time, Cal.
Yep. That's true. So why are you lying?
I guess I've not seen it as much as you have, I suppose.
Well, it is what it is. But we should retire to the conference room before I have to go and make nice with other lords and ladies and things of that nature, because we need to look at a map and decide what we are doing after we leave.
Yes, certainly. Let's do this.
As you finish up breakfast and leave the dining room, you hear a scream coming from upstairs.
Oh no!
Ah, Mimir.
And I rush upstairs.
As you see one of your housekeepers on like the ground, back up against the wall in the hallway across from your door, just like teary-eyed, panicked breathing and stuff as you hear Mimir's voice. I'm telling you, it's okay. It's just a condition.
Oh God. Okay.
We didn't put him in the hole?
No, I did not.
I forgot to ask about this. How much downtime we've had since the last session in this?
You've spent one night to recover at the Violet Tower.
Okay, so not a lot of time.
No.
All right.
Yeah, I teleportation circled us here.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of rush over to her, and I'm going to talk to her. Listen. I apologize, but I do at this very moment your name is slipping my mind.
That's Abigail.
Abigail. Yes, Abigail. Yes, it is okay.
It's a head. He's talking. It's a head in your room. He's talking.
Yes.
Abigail,
Right.
darling,
Yes.
darling, it's fine.
This is Mimir. Yes, he is a trusted advisor to Thor, or was anyway. I have a story to tell you all about him. I can tell it to you another time, but I understand that everything is fine. Yes, I know it's out there and crazy, but everything is okay.
Persuasion check.
Is this the same maid from earlier?
Yes.
Her, Berber.
Is she walking funny at all?
Just considering that she's like on the ground, like backed up against the wall, scared. Like she doesn't want to get her eyes off the head, but at the same time she's like she's in shock.
Yeah, so I was beside her, and then I got in front of her, and I'm like looking at her, like breaking her line of sight from the mirror.
She begins like she's still sobbing, but she's like begins to nod in agreement with what you're saying. It's a talking head, but it's okay. It's a talking head, but it's okay.
It's only Mimir. He's trusted advisor to Odin. It's fine. I promise.
Is it okay, my lord, if I don't go back in your room?
Certainly. In fact, tell no one to come in here. I don't want anyone else to have to see this, and I will tell you what. You can take the rest of the day to yourself, pretend, and, just to make sure that you are well going forward. Get this out of your mind.
Bitch, you didn't see nothing.
She nods as she slowly gets up, takes one last look at Mimir on the windowsill, and then just kind of scurries off.
I look to Cal and I say, can we find a replacement for Abigail for the rest of the day, please? I should have seen that coming.
First of all, why are you telling me to do this? Go tell the head house lady or whomever. Who am I going to find? I've been going with you this whole time. I don't know who works here right now.
You're right. I will find it.
Here, you know what, Vicus, clean your own fucking room. Let's try that out.
Well, it's not about my room. I will clean my room. It's more about the rest of her duties for the day.
I honestly thought you were telling me to find someone to clean your room. So that's
No, Cal, no, please.
Where is my royal butt wiper?
I was somewhat confused there. No, I'll you speak with them. Actually, gentlemen, you need to follow me anyway. I'll take you to the guest house, and I'll make sure that that gets taken care of. So, oh, and Ed, we need to go on a shopping trip
Yeah, that's good. I like that idea.
for
Why,
some.
why don't we take Mimir to the guest house since there won't be anyone there?
I need.
nope.
Are we going to go to town? Because I need to get some supplies.
No, Mimir will stay here with me.
I have a plan.
That's a
It
weird
was just
sort of
offering it
situation.
as a suggestion.
Yeah, no, that was a good suggestion, Yorn. I don't know why he wants to keep the head in his room. So
We have things to speak about.
He's gonna mouth fuck it.
He better not do
I was
any sort of a
Certainly
thing.
will not.
See, I was gonna like subtly hint at that, not just go full on mouth fucking.
Oh,
but
I already knew we were going, and that's why I was like, I'm just gonna say it.
No, Ed,
that's awesome.
come
I could
on.
see it in your
Mimir
eyes.
verbally protests. I don't know if you heard me, but he verbally
yes.
protested that.
Mimir, no, this Ed is no.
I
That
still
would-
have my
that would
teeth.
never happen. Yes, oh, I know. Yes, certainly. No, that would never.
Do they grow back really fast?
Right, but what if someone goes up through the bottom?
Oh.
He gets really quiet.
You know, it's like the best part of the beige all the time.
Okay, that's it. Just go to town. Do whatever it is that you're doing.
Say his name one more time. Above
Mimir?
table. Mimir.
Mimir.
It's
Mimir.
so weird for my brain. I like forget it every time. I know it starts with an M, and I'm just like,
Vicus jumps into his room and slams the door.
So before everyone goes away, before everyone splits up, what does everyone think about Mimir having a way to get around on his own? Maybe. I've been
Through the-
thinking of.
Through the door, you hear me say, "Not yet."
Well, what if he runs off? Ed?
I
if he
have a
runs
plan
off?
for that. I was going to see if God, DJ, it would let me make something that if I'm within, or if I'm not within a certain amount of range, he's not able to move on his own. You know how, like, if you get too far away from your drone, it turns off?
You
like that.
pulled me from a box, and now you're trying to leash me?
Now he's trying to implement geocaching.
Oh God.
Well, if you put it that way, it sounds not bad. It sounds bad, but I'm more thinking of it in a way that, like, I don't know, like you can't. I'm gonna use. No, I'm not gonna do that to him.
You can't steal our equipment.
You do know I can just travel the Bifrost at will, right?
Nope. I didn't know that.
Well, okay.
I really just want to give you the ability to move around. I just want everyone to like the idea.
No, I love the idea. I just want to make sure that Mimir would like to stay with us for some time.
He has ears and teeth.
Yes.
He definitely has teeth.
As we're yelling at Vicus through his door.
I open the door. Get inside!
Oh, brother, I know you're busy freaking out and everything, but
I'm sure you're used to having people yell at him.
Could you please cast 2 more castings of your healing magic into this ring, please? Thank you.
Yes, of course.
What am I, a spell slave?
So it can hold up to 4 levels of spells, right?
5. I used 2 last combat, so I need 2 more healing words.
Then I put those in there. 2 more.
So how was the family reunion with the parents?
Well,
Par for the course.
it was interesting. They asked about the adventures and then didn't want to listen to the adventures.
I wish you were there. It would have been more fun.
Aha. If they're not so keen for adventuring, I doubt they would take well to a talking head.
Small minds.
Yes, they certainly would not take well to a talking head, much like Abigail. That's unfortunate. Should have seen that coming.
She seems
Poor
such
girl.
like a nice girl.
She certainly is.
So, Namia, you told us that you could give us, like ancient knowledge and things of that nature if we had questions.
Yes.
So, have we told him like what we're doing?
I'm pretty sure he heard the oaths and everything, right?
You haven't asked them, so.
No, Mimir did. Yes. The oaths. Did we tell you about those?
No, no oaths. You guys were really quiet after pulling me from my box.
Right.
You only mostly talked about going to Easterday and finishing your pilgrimage for Odur.
Yes. That's the original plan. Cal, what were your concerns? Just want to make sure that we're not telling him duplicate information.
Oh, well, I wanted to tell him about the oaths and then see what knowledge he had to where we can keep them. Because she didn't above table here, she didn't tell us to go do something. It was basically just not to help her, but didn't give us like a specific thing to help her, right? So it was basically like an oath to not hinder her.
You have an oath to help her free her children.
Right. But she didn't tell us what to do next, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So if we never look into where her children are,
We're not helping, but we're not helping.
Well, we know
Checkmate,
where
atheist.
one is. What? No, thank you. That's the D&D group.
paper towels.
Our D&D group. Yeah. Sorry, thought I muted myself.
You're good.
You're good, man.
You're fired.
So, what's this about your oaths? You just keep looking at each other.
At least they're not looking at each other
We
sexually.
swore an oath to Angrboda to help free her children.
We didn't really have a choice.
Of death.
But if you have an idea of how for us to get out of this, I'm all ears.
Well, I don't necessarily want to get out of it. We just need information on where to find Hel and Fenrir.
Oh, that's easy. Hel is in Helheim.
Oh, well.
That's where all the dead go who don't die in honorable combat.
Right. Yes.
Odin made her the queen there, but also put in an enchantment, making it to where she could not leave the palace. In that realm. Only the dead can go to Helheim unless you are a god.
Well, that is problematic.
And Fenrir, he is chained up by magical silk in Asgard, outside of the main city there.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate because the only one that is here is Jorgamander.
Ah, yes, Orgamander. Ah, fantastically large creature, Orgamander, is also learned how to shape change, which was interesting. The gods lost track of him for some time, and then he showed up again as a dragon. Once the gods figured it out, they were not too keen on it. Put a stop to them, ripped his soul straight from his body, and threw it into the astral sea under certain wardings and protections to ensure it doesn't make its way back.
Well, we at least know where the body is being kept, so I'm not sure that helps us so much.
The body's useless without a soul.
Right.
So, Namia, what do you think of these three individuals that we just spoken about?
Fenrir was tricked by the Aesir. It started off as a friendly competition to see what Fenrir's strength could accomplish by breaking bindings, but the Aesir quickly became afraid of his strength and size and sought out a magical enchanted restraint from the dwarves. And it cost Tyr his hand, as Fenrir became more and more skeptical of the motives of the Aesir. So,
So we have the facts there. What do you think of Fenrir?
he's a big fluffy wolf. I
So you
mean,
have no issues with him?
he never did any wrong. He was just
Okay.
overly grown. And poor Hel was nothing but a little girl, not even with a name. Odin bestowed upon her the name of the realm that she was sent to.
So is Odin a dick?
Odin is a complicated character. He seeks vast amount of knowledge and wisdom in order to manipulate his own fate.
Very good. Very good. And Orgamander, what do you think of that fellow?
Orgamander was tossed into the ocean to be forgotten due to his size. That Odin didn't want to keep him around and take up Asgard, so he tossed him into Midgard. Just to be rid of Orgamander. Orgamander, without proper parentage, kind of acted out. And once learned how to shape change, again into the shape of a dragon, was very popular along with the chromatics. He just made the wrong friends, in my opinion.
Could have
Okay.
happened to anyone.
Could have. Has happened, as I look around at our friends. So, perfect. Okay. So, Namia, we made an oath with, and I always fuck up the pronunciation.
Angrboda.
Angrboda.
Yes, the mother of monsters.
Yes, we made an oath to her that we would assist her in freeing her children so that they could go back to her. And by your account, that doesn't seem like wholly the incorrect thing to do, given the circumstances. So, my question to you would be, what do you think at our current ability, which I know you don't have full scope of, but somebody of your knowledge could probably ascertain, what should we do first?
You could. Orgamander would be the hardest to free, considering the bindings used to separate the soul from the body, while Fenrir's and Hell souls are still within their bodies. It's just more of going to their realms to free them. You being mortals, you won't be able to survive in Helheim for long, and until you just permanently join the realm. Going to Asgard, that's fairly accomplishable, but the bindings on Fenrir are unbreakable. Though it is a silken string that keeps him tied to the.
What? You said it was
So one thing I've
created by
always
the
wondered
dwarf.
about this story: if Fenrir magically shrunk, couldn't he just get out?
No, the bindings themselves are magical, and so therefore the bindings fit to Fenrir. You will have to find some
But
way to break them.
you said they were made by the dwarves, though.
Yes.
What if?
The dwarves of Sudring, I believe. Sudring, yes.
So Angrboda doesn't know that her daughter is in Helheim. What if we
Angrboda is
just...
well aware of the location of her children. She is just unable to get there without drawing the attention of the Aesir. And
No.
doing so would probably bring ruin to what exists of the rest of Jotun kind.
Worth a shot.
Right. So, could we perhaps get the information from the dwarves on how to either break or undo those bindings for Fenrir?
You possibly could. You would have to talk to them. I don't know if the
Right.
dwarves that made the bindings are still alive or not.
If
I'm
I
sure.
remember, it was two brothers, right? That made it?
Yes, that would be correct.
Ficus, can you pull out your sunstone, please?
I can, and I pull out my sunstone.
And I just want to perceive the sunstone as he continues this conversation.
So yeah, I take it out and I'm kind of playing with it like a fidget spinner while we're talking about this. So yes, that said, I would imagine that the dwarves would be quite proud of something like that, and that there would be a select few people who may or may not still have that knowledge, or it would be a wonderful problem for the modern age of these dwarves to find a way to either break it or render it
Well,
switchable.
the dwarves were always up to a challenge, but as the Aesir guards continue to use their creations for war and selfish purposes, the dwarves stopped really providing the Aesir with some of their great fabrications.
Oh, well, that's where all of us come into play.
So
They're not
our
making it
plan-
for the dwarves.
Maybe they
The
can make
Aesir,
their
they're making it for
scissors
us.
for us.
And if they do enjoy a challenge, I propose an idea. If they don't just come right out and say, "Yeah, no, we'll help you," because fuck the Asia.
Well, I mean,
What? I'm saying those are their words, not ours.
yes.
No, if we challenge them to dwarves famously like to drink, right? So if we drink with them and then say, "Oh, you couldn't make anything that could cut that string. You're not smart enough or strong enough or whatever," and they're like, "Oh no, fuck you, I can," and then they just make it and we just take it.
It's worth a shot, but dwarves are not easily fooled.
No, I don't. But I'm not really trying to fool them because I really don't think they could make anything that would cut it. I think they already have, and they would just spill that information. So I'm not duping them per se. Just the stealing part of it would be duping.
Well, we don't have to steal it from them. We could possibly buy it or gain it in favor.
That's true. Well, I guess that would be our first go then.
Another problem is how do we get to Asgard?
Well, there's no reason to go to... Right. There's no reason to go to Asgard. We know we can't go to Helheim and survive currently, right? We know that.
I can take you to Asgard. It's more of getting past Heimdall is the issue.
Yes, the guardian of Asgard.
I'll talk to Jaime. We're on a first name basis.
Certainly, yes, the most pious of us all.
I sure hope so, because he would not be too happy to see a bunch of mortals carrying me around.
Not a big fan of you,
More
Nemia.
so that mortals stole me from Odin.
Oh, he can't see? Can he not see you?
No, he cannot.
Oh, interesting.
Do you want to go back to Odin, or do you like being here?
I've spent many millennia with Odin. I would rather see something new and talk about something different other than Odin's fears of Ragnarok.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, that
Maybe
would
the
get
best
me.
way to get him to shut up about it is to cause it.
What? Well, we don't have to go that far.
It's like talking to people that only talk about conspiracy theories. It gets a little old after a while.
Ragnarok is written by the Nerns. Mortals have no say in how or when Ragnarok happens.
I thought it was when Fenris was freed.
No, it's one of the prophesized events, but it could be years, decades, millennia after his freedom before Ragnarok happens. The
It's like
Nerns
many
are the ones
steps
who
on a
decide.
path.
Wow. This is certainly giving me quite a bit to think about.
See, we're not doing anything too bad.
No, I mean,
I think we're correcting a wrong.
from what our gentleman friend here has told us, I completely agree with you, Ed.
So,
we've got a month. We can plan our trip to. Sorry, where were the dwarves again?
Doors of Soldering.
Soldering. Gotcha. Like soldering motherboards?
Correct.
Oh, that would
No.
soldering.
Gotcha.
Slaughtering.
Gotcha. Dwarves of soldering. Okay. Oh, sweet. We got to go past the Wyvern Bayou again. And something super pleasant called the Behemoth Pond. Okay.
We've been there before, haven't we?
Yeah, we went to. I think we went to Disease.
No, you have not been to Disease.
Oh, we've not been to Disease. We just heard about Disease.
We talked about going there a lot.
You went to Auten.
That's right. We went to Auten.
And that one was the mechanized smoggy city, from what I remember.
Yes.
Yep.
And then, yeah, you guys traveled through Avord. You've traveled past the ruins of Merizy and such.
And I think we've been there, haven't we? I know we've been there.
No, that you guys have only been up into here. You didn't make it to the temple.
I feel like we remember it was there. It was
the dwarf entrance is on the desert side of the mountains. They might have some secret passages on the western side, but they're not mapped, of course.
Naturally.
We could always fly over. We'll figure out a way to do that. So
we could do it after the pilgrimage. Then we can just use any of the priesthood circles.
Well, I cannot complete that until the solstice.
There are plenty of things to do between now and then.
Certainly.
So, I think the question is, what can we do between Esterne and Mir?
Well, I think the prince may give us some sort of request to do in that stead. But we need to make an S&B run.
So I reiterate my question to everyone here. What's the guy's name again? It's so crazy that
Mimir.
Mimir. Should I be making a means for Mimir to get around?
Mimir, would you like to fly around?
I would love to travel around with my own lack of 2 feet.
I'll see what I can do. So my main question for you, God, is what my power source is.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna give him the helmet? You're gonna...
I was gonna use Tinker tools to make something.
You would have to craft a magical item. You can use Tinker's tools to make the object, but you'll have to use Arcana to enchant it.
And do I need tools to do that, or is it just something I can do?
To normally enchant something, you need ingredients. That.
Would I know what those were in town?
Well, I mean, they're normally coming from magical creatures, so you need something that has a fly speed, if you're gonna give him flight.
Dragon scales.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Since the person who has them isn't here to defend himself.
Frost
We have
will
a
not
lot.
give up the dragon scales. He's using those for his own project.
I have a lot.
So
I have a bunch from earlier in
it has to be
art.
a form of magical flight too. So you can't
So
just use
dragon's
anything.
not magical, right?
No, dragons don't.
You have to be like a
magical
flying skull.
a flying skull,
Pixies.
pixie, something with an innate hover speed.
I'm sure I can find something like that in town, and if not, we'll just have to go on a living quest.
You could always craft him like a little
Spider leg.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Spider
like Wild Wild West, like
Yeah.
the dude in the spider wheelchair.
You could craft something to where you give him like a spider legs things that he has to use his tongue or something to move it around. Because he doesn't have appendages to otherwise control it, but you can give him like mouth controls. That's something you could craft, but it would take some time to figure out because it's very delicate.
The wheelchair's dope.
But that you could get in town because that's just like metals and stuff like that.
We'll start with that, and then we'll have to keep an eye on things.
It would have to have some sort of fuel source because he's not gonna have the strength to just move the legs itself.
Well, that's what that's what I was asking about originally for a power source.
Yeah, for that you can enchant something pretty small. Because there's you could probably use even like a cantrip to just create energy.
Could we get another ring of spell storing or something? And
ooh, yeah,
it was a battery. Yeah, it would just use the arcane energy stored in the ring.
You can look for one.
So, okay. Well, we have a plan. So we have to get a message from the prince, right? We need to figure out a way to get Nemia to move around of his own accord, which it sounds like Ed has ideas, so it's amazing. We have to kill Frost, okay? And then...
What?
Oh, sorry, that was personal wishes. Sorry. So we have to... and then see what the prince has in store, and I have to go and meet and greet with people, because that's super fun.
Isn't it, though?
No, it's not. But Ed and I are going to go on S&B run. Or S&B run.
What is that, smokes and beer?
No, Snogsbane. It's our D&D world. Weed.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Oh yeah, I've got the guy here. Come on.
Right,
This is where I got the original hookup at.
Right, we went to some seedy part of Eastern A. I'm pretty sure the windows were boarded up or some dumb shit like that. I can't remember exactly how it was described, but it was weird.
It was just over the river, right outside of town.
Oh, okay. It was some shop.
Yeah, it was some guy just selling it off the road.
That's right.
The road
Nice.
snog.
So it's a little dry going down.
Do taste like snozzberries.
But no, and then I need to take them all to buy nice clothes, which we don't need to role play unless Yorn wants to roleplay getting fitted for silk dressings. Seems like something Yorn might like to roleplay.
Yorn would probably like to roleplay that. I don't know how good my clothes are, but I do have.
I just got this crazy idea.
Because of my background, I do have fine clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
We're gonna get him a shiny metal ass.
Shut up, baby. I know it.
You can buy
Can
Warforged
we find like a bronzing or silvering powder so I can like rub on my body?
A bronzing or silvering powder.
Yeah, so I can give my body like a metallic sheen.
How long are we going to be here, do you think?
Down.
It's gonna be really funny when Yorn dies of lead poisoning.
A month. We're gonna be there for a month.
While we're doing our SCV run, I would like to see if there's anyone going from Auden to Esterne to see if I can buy a Warforged.
There's a shop in Esterne where you can place the order.
Alright, how much is that?
Going to the shop, you see different... There's like a catalog with minor illusions of different Warforged.
Do Warforged not have souls in this world?
They can... When they're fabricated, no, they don't. Though they can... If given enough freedom, they can attain sentience.
Okay.
And then garner a soul.
So how are they controlled? By thought?
They are magically imbued.
So like it's like AI, like magic AI.
It's like magic AI.
So how would Mimir drive it? I want him to be Bender.
So
the idea of Mimir Bender is really appealing to
me. I'm trying to think.
Probably need to like cover his head up. Like put a helmet on him.
So there's a few things that you can do. You can have the Warforged be fully autonomous and just have Mimir be its master, basically, and it tells it where it needs to go. And you can have it telepathically communicate to its master, which is a different model. If you don't want the Warforged to be able to act autonomous, then you'll need to place a custom order and then somehow figure out how you're going to connect Mimir to the body.
Okay, here's my thought. I have Tinker Tools. If I had someone that was good enough with medicine to show me
the smirk when you said that fucking set me off.
I have someone with a degree in medicine.
I have someone with the medicine to help me, like, which nerves to hook the wires up to and such. To let him just drive it naturally.
This is a bad idea.
It's so cool.
It is cool. Are you would you discuss this with the group at all? Your plans?
I mean, I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
But I'm also,
so we're speaking about it in front of Mimir.
No, I think no. So,
but I want to make sure. But I'm also discussing this with God because He has to tell me I can do it.
So I think it might be best. Ed, over here. Oh, come over here.
Mimir, what would you prefer?
Usher him over here. Like, it might be best if you just like give him one that you can speak to telepathically, but then like you're like the master. So if he does try to run, then you could be like, no, motherfucker, you can't do that.
I'm just going to say this telepathically. If he wants to, he's going to anyway.
That's fair.
He already told us he can just go anytime he wants.
You're absolutely right. I forgot about that.
Now, what you could do, because there are prosthetics, you could place an interesting order to have basically
A full body prosthetic.
A full body prosthetic. Normally it's like arms, legs, hands, occasionally eyes. So you could just place a custom order for a full body prosthetic Warforged. So you take the Warforged body and stuff, but then you have it made into a prosthetic instead.
Okay, I have a question.
Instead of a USB port, it just has a spinal port. You just like plug the neck into, and it's good to go.
So
it has to have the gnarly like Matrix jack-in needle.
Oh,
that always killed me every single time I saw that shit.
It
was always gooey when they pulled it out too.
Like, why didn't that like touch and jiggle his Adam's apple?
I just imagine that was a lot of flexible filaments that are like automatically moving up and down your spine when you jack it in.
Yeah, no. So you probably want more of a Warforged prosthetic.
Does it have a touch?
What do you mean? But does it have touch?
Can he feel like its hands? Like,
yeah,
can he feel?
Because he would have to attune to it.
So,
all right.
Mimir,
where is that in the catalog?
It doesn't exist. It would be a custom order.
Flipping through the IKEA catalog, they have everything.
They have prosthetics for the limbs and stuff, but they're in like eyes.
So all I want, here's what I want. I just want all the prosthetics.
Basically,
I'm gonna buy a body with all the prosthetics.
Basically, what you want is a magical body that hooks up to prosthetics. So normally you have to attune to each prosthetic. So you're gonna want 4 prosthetic limbs. Unless you want to give them more, because it's a Warforged, you can give them as many limbs as you want. But at a minimum 4, so arms, legs.
Ooh. What if we gave him an extra set of arms?
Yeah, like the okay. Have you guys watched the
Would you like a third leg?
Have you guys watched the Book of Boba Fett at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The first episode, that fucking desert monster that had like 4 arms, but it used the front 2.
And then it fucking just like,
yeah, like it would use the front 2 arms as also like ape arms to like walk on 4 legs. That was ingenious character design, by the way.
Centaur Bugman.
Yeah, Centaur Bugman. It was fucking amazing. So that would be just giving that mind, that concept to you. That would be fucking amazing.
Did we ever ask Mimir what he wanted?
That's what I'm doing. I just did it.
Yeah, Mimir, what do you want?
I was fine with my 2 legs and arms and body when I was, more whole.
Do you want a whole body?
It would be nice to get around again and to feel things.
No. The legs and the arms are. Do you want a whole body?
I'm afraid I don't understand what you're asking.
Do you want a penis?
I don't see any reason why I would need to fuck.
No,
Yorn is now very offended. Let me tell you.
I wasn't saying for like that. I was just like, just a man sometimes just wants to be a man. Like, just making sure like you're getting everything that you want, because you've given us absolutely invaluable information at this point.
I've seen enough of what men can do with what they want.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay, nope, I won't take it any further. That's fine. Okay, I'm just making sure you get everything you want. So,
I mean, if it were me, I'd want a butthole, but I like pooping, so.
It's because you need to poop.
But going back, speaking as the DM, I think if you order a body that is capable of channeling the prosthetics, and then so he only needs to attune to the body, then you're fine.
I only have one more request. Can it be alcohol powered?
At this point, it'd be magical powered, but I mean,
that's a pity.
We could, but hold on. We could custom have some like fucking tubes in the arms, pour alcohol into them and turn them into flamethrowers. So we could cast Burning Hands to help us in combat sometimes, or just like set Larry's wagon on fire, or like whatever.
What if we made it beer powered? Because then my alchemy jug can give us daily fuel.
I mean, that's what I'm going for. If you guys know Bender, all of the robots in Futurama are alcohol powered. That's why he drinks beer.
Except for X1, which is pollution powered.
Yep.
And then everyone has to get fucking firmware updates that gives them hallucination that X1 saved them from death. I love Futurama. But no, alcohol powered would be amazing.
Yeah, it would lower the cost because you would have to have a constant supply of alcohol. It would take less enchanting for that to work.
I mean, yeah, that's what I want. We'll find an alchemy jug for him. He's gonna always be drunk.
Don't you guys have an alchemy jug?
Yeah.
We have 2 alchemy jugs.
And we have one for everyone to get water to drink, because you said
Yorn
has drink water now.
Yorn has to oil his body every day to maintain its softness.
Half of that jug goes to a fucking giant polar bear. I don't know what it does. It just pulls the cart around.
Just imagine that if the character that was being played had 4 pets that they had to take care of. Like the last fucking game. 4 like jaguars or cheetahs or some shit.
Well, he had his,
I'm
his
shook
summoned
you
one.
said that.
He had his summoned one. And then
he had a regal procession.
Yeah, he did get regal procession as a spell.
Yep.
So he had his normal. He had like his normal mount. He had his regal procession, and then he had his real like rhino. Right? Didn't he have a rhino mount?
That I had to keep fucking polymorphing to an eagle or something to get it round because we had to fly everywhere. So I kept having to polymorph this goddamn fucking rhino into an eagle. And I believe its name was Crush.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine unpolymorphing him when he flies up like 100 feet? And then just dropping him on somebody?
Weirdly enough, I can imagine that because I thought about that many times. Because I was playing a druid, so I had to take care of all the fucking animals everyone wanted to keep. Oh man, it was great. It was great.
All right, when do you want this Warforged?
Before we leave.
You need to
can he do like
a time.
Can he sign up for like a free 1 month Prime membership to get free shipping, and then like unsubscribe before the payment hits?
Yeah.
How long are we planning on staying?
A month.
Okay, so you want this delivered in a month. Its base cost is 12,000 gold. Expedient enchantment and assembly adds on another 4,000 gold for a total cost of 16,000.
Well, let me just pinch my pennies together and see what I got.
I have some money for this if needed.
I forgot it's a journal entry. I'm sitting here like, it's empty again. We have just in gold 63,310. I think we can afford it.
Okay then, yes. Never mind.
So we'll start with the art objects. We'll just get rid of those because, so I've got 8,250 of art.
Okay.
I am now deleting that.
And this is just all stuff Larry was carrying around.
Yeah. And then we need what, another 7,800-ish? Let's see here. I've got, are 10 gold piece gemstones worth anything? No.
they're-
Like, you can't use them for
trade.
spells and shit.
There's certain spells that you can use them.
Alright, we'll keep that then. Does anyone want the Staff of Frost?
You would have to sell that, and you can't just trade that away. You would have to sell it for value.
What does the Staff of Frost do?
Oh.
Link it.
It's just in here as a text, like, Staff of Frost. That's all it says.
Oh. Okay, well let me take a look
Staff
at this.
of Frost is a very rare item. Gives you resistance to cold damage while holding the staff. It has 10 charges. You can cast Cone of Cold for 5, Fog Cloud for 1, Ice Storm for 4, or Wall of Ice for 4. You regain charges daily at dawn. That's about it. It requires attunement by a druid, warlock, or wizard.
Actually, pretty good.
What? So, how much gold do we need?
Why aren't you using that?
8,000 7,800.
Paul, why aren't you using that?
Because I would need to attune. I guess I could attune to it. I've got one attunement. I'll attune to it, I guess. I'll like duct tape it to my quarterstaff.
What?
I like my quarterstaff. Look at it. It's got a little cute head on it. I like it.
Garbage.
Fine. I'm gonna do some fucking
I
crazy
feel like he
shit
just
to this
straps everything to his flying helmet. He doesn't actually attach it to himself.
guy. Yeah, I'm like
Hold
Go-Go
it.
Gadget.
He just
Go-Go Gadget, Staff of Frost. Zoom!
Should literally just put like duct tape a bag of holding to the back of your fucking helmet, and you can just do that.
A painted gold war mask worth, or would I have to sell that?
That's an art object.
So what's that worth? Also, are you in your underwear?
No.
You're in your underwear.
No, I have some shorts on.
Stand up.
It's gray shorts.
Okay.
It even has a pocket.
penis
Okay.
just falls out of his pants.
I'm telling you, man, I saw so much leg. I was like, this guy is in his underpants for sure.
I need it's war mask. It's 700.
I mean, the party's getting started.
That's worth 700.
I'm telling you, you get one goddamn bard in a party. Everyone starts taking their clothes off.
Says the guy with the casting couch background.
That's not even.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Hold on.
Oh.
That's one of my favorite jokes. I did that in one of our meetings. I had that for like the first couple people that joined, and they were dying. And then before the boss got in, I changed it back. But God, someone was like, "Oh my God, change that now!"
Oh,
Great.
goodness. Right, so
So what's it worth, Daddy?
750.
Each?
The golden war masks? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, hold on. We have 2 of those. That puts us up to like 5,000. I'm just gonna subtract 5,000 gold now. So that puts us at 57,000. All right, it's paid for.
perfect.
I'm also gonna subtract another 100 gold pieces from whoever's helping us to like be like, thanks for the help. Pizza paddle.
Sure. Weird order. I mean, you would basically have to not have a body to use this, but we'll get that in and get it rushed for you.
It's a future purchase. In case somebody gets beheaded.
You never know.
Yeah, this big guy, he'll carry it around, and if we get beheaded, he'll just put us right on top, and we'll be fine.
You still wouldn't be alive, but okay. Whatever. Your
Well,
gold
actually,
here.
we're going to use it to give chickens a body again after we cut the heads off because they live for like 5 minutes afterwards, and then we're gonna fight them because they're dying and they'll fight like there's no tomorrow. And it's you know what? It's the wave of the future.
We're going to create a new type of cockfighting.
I'm pretty sure that human heads have been decapitated and like could still be like blinking and like their eyes moving around, like seeing things for like a good 30-45 seconds after being beheaded.
Have fun with whatever
Thanks,
you
French
guys
Revolution.
are into. Just after you acquire it, please don't involve me anymore.
That's
We're
what
gonna
the
call
100
it-
gold was for.
We're gonna call it Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Need a ratcheting jack in the neck. Ding.
Yeah, Vicus would be in the like the estate still. He would not have followed all of them to the.
All right, so you have that order placed. It will come. It will be arriving in about a month.
Sweet.
So the day after that, Callum would just do whatever his dad wants him to do.
All right, you can role play it out, or we can do some checks.
What are we doing? I'm sorry, I had something.
Callum has to like meet and greet with people. How many do I need to meet and greet with? Like over the next however long.
Your father wants you there for 2 weeks minimum to make FaceTime.
Okay.
So it's primarily for underlords, but he wants you to spend multiple days with those lords to getting to know their families and stuff like that.
Right, going on golf trips and shit.
Yeah.
Vicus was not invited.
You are not right now. You're not the stated heir.
Right, I know, but I'm just
Callum
double checking to make sure.
Callum would invite Vicus. Sure.
No. It's not whether or not Callum did or not. It was whether or not Father expected us to.
I mean, Jorn would go along if you invited him.
I would not invite Jorn.
Jorn is good at physical activities.
Don't like my dad. Don't hate my dad though.
I can be appropriate when I need to be. I didn't make a single sex joke while your parents were there in the room.
Was he sweating the whole like just the whole time just being like, oh my god, I could right there.
What kind of check does he have to roll to not do that?
To not do it, he has to do
it.
Wisdom check.
Yeah. Wisdom DC 20.
30. So the I don't want to role play it because that's
perfectly fine.
It's gonna be a lot of legal jargon or whatever.
Sounds
so
boring.
So, over the next 2 weeks, you meet with the 4 different families. One of them, I had to pull up my notes real quick.
Is this going to take up my day every day?
It takes up. It doesn't. It mostly takes up your afternoon.
Okay.
You're not like
because there's something else I want to. Yeah, that's fine. There's something else I want to try to do in those 2 weeks, but I'll take care of this first.
I'm gonna also, while he's doing all of that, be commissioning the most beautiful outfit for this prince for myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna be the prettiest lady at the ball.
How extravagant are you gonna go with it?
Do you remember how Count Ulrich's one outfit was? It's gonna be like that. I'm still looking for something.
I mean, because you can get it and you can get gemstones like embedded into outfits and stuff, so you can literally be wearing rubies, diamonds, emeralds.
All right, so we've got I've got how many gemstones do we have in our party loot there?
Yeah,
because it's not like we can't take them out later. I'm gonna give them 23 gemstones to put in it.
Oh God.
Okay. It'll take some time to get that done.
We got 2 weeks.
If he's a follower of Hermod, shouldn't it be 21 gemstones?
Yeah, we'll do 21 for the flavor. I like that. Good call.
All right.
Good call. Thanks for looking out.
If it were odor, I would have to have 1,000.
What materials are you gonna get it made out of?
Can I let you know when I find something?
Sure. So for you, the most prominent family that you're meeting with is the Solbergs, Soalberg. The reason why they're so prominent is because the prince's youngest son married one of their daughters. So that's why it's more prominent now. For the most part, you go after lunch, you spend the afternoon with them, you talk about the taxes, town projects, you know, district things, trade, ideas for improving the district and such like that. They of course will be more showing of their other daughters and stuff while you're there, to see if anything kicks off and encourage you to spend time with them, discussing things.
We'll just do our nails together. It's fine.
Yeah.
Get some mani-pedis.
Yeah, dude. I've got a mani. It's fine. It's great.
So, again, nothing too spectacular. You just help around with certain things and, write letters and, pose for a painting for one of those families.
Sweet. What checks do I need to make?
I need 4 persuasion checks and 4 deception checks.
4 nice.
As you need to hide, because
I'm not interested at all.
Unless you're not going to tell or if you're just going to be straight up and like, I'm not interested. But
I don't want to. Yeah, I wouldn't want to offend them. So on 3 of my 4 persuasion checks, I will roll a brilliant academic die for. Because I do.
I thought it was only for intelligence ones.
It's not. I just pinged it there.
I found Yorn's outfit.
Wow, it is. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
That is fantastic. Okay, 4 persuasion, 4 deception. Real quick. Yeah, this result. After you roll a die before the outcome is determined. Okay, so I'm going to pick and choose which ones I roll the...
Sure. Yorn, for that cape outfit.
Gonna add it to that one.
It'd be 60 gold for that cape outfit. Or unless you're getting like fine pants and stuff also made.
Okay, so that ends up being...
What if I just make my cape look like that? Because I have a cape of many fashions.
Then you're good.
Roll for that one. So it's a 23. It's my last one of the day, so I'll go and roll it.
It'd be for a week long or like multiple days, so I'm doing an overall perception check for each family. Okay.
This is how Yorn goes to the party.
The first family doesn't go over as great, but the practice with that one helps you with the other 3 families on proper etiquette as an acting lord.
Sweet. And now the fun part of lying and thinking I'm into their daughters.
Yeah.
Jin just made a face. Like, oh.
If you want, Yorn could give you advice on how to pop boners.
No, I know how to do that. Thank you.
Yo, give him the pule that you have, Yorn.
No, it's all about Kegel exercise.
I'm actually not doing terrible on these. Pretty middle of the road.
Again, with the first family and the last family, they kind of seem disappointed that you're not following any leads or anything. But the other two families there, you play your part.
But which of those two families?
There's no spark.
Right.
The third family was the Solbergs, which was the more prominent.
Did any of them have a hot son? No, I'm not going to make you role play that. That's fine. That's cool.
Okay.
I deceived
Obviously,
them.
he's most interested in the prince.
They do have they do have sons as acting as.
I'll be your
heirs,
princess.
And they mostly did also spend the time with you as well because they were also learning on how to take over the family duties. So
nice. I'll clock whichever ones of them are potential candidates and move on.
roll a d4 and that will determine which one you think is the most suitable candidate. The first family. Maybe that's
Lucky
why
one.
you didn't do so well because you were too distracted.
Right. That works. Narratively speaking, that works great. All right. So, yeah, we're good there. And then during that 2 weeks, the other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to go to our court scholar, who I forget his name, but nice gentleman who hates me. And I want to see if he knows where I can get. Jen's gonna. Yeah, this dick. Jen said. I want to get the spell Vortex Warp.
Got any snug, bro?
Because Vicus doesn't fucking listen to me. And so I can forcibly move him on the battlefield. And the other spell I'm looking for is, what was it called?
Bane.
Bane? Why is that funny?
Because it's not that good.
Bane is amazing.
Nah.
Okay. And then, shit, there was another spell I was looking at. I cannot remember what it's called, but I'll look it up really quick. But Vortex Warp is the one I'm most concerned about.
I'm trying to figure out where that my note was for that dude, for his name.
I think I have a note. His name is Aerodeth Barevin.
Yep, I found him.
By the way, Aerodeth? Fucking metal name.
Hardcore.
Alright, what are the spells that you wanted to get?
Vortex Warp, which is a second level. It's not evocation. It's like Misty Step. Conjuration spell.
Okay.
Allows me to move a target besides myself 90 feet. As long as they're within 90 feet of me. And then the other spell I'm trying to figure out. I know there was a spell, I just can't remember what it was, but I specifically wanted to see about getting it. A scroll for it.
He doesn't have the Vortex Warp. He's going to reach out to the Paola Tower.
Okay.
To see if
and I'll
can provide that for you.
Gotcha. And then I'll look at the other spell. We can do whatever else anyone else needs to do.
Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to remember what the cost of a spell scroll is. It's uncommon.
Who is anyone not gonna like go through the trouble of an outfit? Because I think that's gonna be Ed's thing for this whole downtime scenario.
I don't think Yorn actually needs an outfit because he can just kind of do whatever he wants to with his clothes.
So you're saying I should make a frost token?
The Paola Tower can provide you with the scroll. They want 100 gold for it.
Easy enough. Give them 10 platinum and we're good.
Okay.
Oh my god. We're so baller with our money sometimes. It's like, oh, I'll give you 100 gold, peasant. Here you go.
I think I've given a random orc or half orc.
You gave him
1,000,
like you gave him
and
a
then I
fuck ton of
gave
gold.
the troll at the bridge.
I gave that
another
ant
1,000.
like 60 silver or platinum. I mean,
Like,
I have not
literally,
given away any money.
Vicus pulled out out of nowhere, just pulled this like fucking sack of not a bag, a fucking sack of gold, and just was like, plop.
Oh crap! What the heck was that guy's name? I didn't write it down.
Oh, I actually think I wrote it in my notes. Hold on.
The orc's name. Because I was hoping to check on him at some point.
It definitely wasn't Elon Tusk.
No,
No.
not.
Certainly not Elon Tusk.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay. The last name I wrote in was Jorgen Hillestad, which was a priest of Odur and Ludbreg.
Nope.
His name is Grat Dothras.
Yes.
Grat, that's what it was. I fought him. That's right. Or fenced him.
Yeah.
As did I, and beat him.
Oh, that's
We
right.
both beat him.
And then he cried about it, and that's why we felt bad for him.
Well, no, we had a very like real heart-to-heart sidebar conversation, and he said something about us being privileged, and that the only difference between him and I was opportunity. And I was like, "Well, here's your opportunity. Go make something of it."
Right.
That was a good conversation. But yeah, Grat Dothras. Half orc.
Yes.
Vicus, your mother seems to be much more concerned about you as time goes on.
And I would sit and talk to her, and I would be concerned about her, and I'd be checking in on her, making sure she's doing well. My doctor stuff.
She's being pampered. She
course.
already has a doctor that's like living in the manor, waiting. She has wet nurses available. She has more of the housekeepers are keeping up with her.
Oh yeah, speaking of the wet nurses, I think Jorn might need a visit. He looks a little thirsty.
So,
I thought they actually needed to perform their duties and be wet.
Oh God!
Just bard things.
They also need some sometimes.
So every morning while we're here, I'm casting Commune. And I'm asking.
You guys saw what I just did behind my character's picture,
pertaining to like any complications with the birth, or things like that, and particularly every day I'm asking about how her birth will go, if she will run into any complications.
It's all unclear. It's not
okay.
Odor's not a life deity.
Right. Okay. Well, it's still worth a shot.
Well, ask one of your friends, Odor. Damn it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then once he tells me that, I'll stop bugging him.
He only gives you one-word answers, right?
Guys, this is a masterpiece right here.
But yeah, it basically says, "Fuck off! I'm not a life deity."
Yeah, and to which I'll respond, "Fair enough."
A couple of days after you first got back, a letter came back from the palace in Easternay, scheduling the ball to be 3.5 weeks, where the family Grimm and the adventuring companions of the brothers, Vicus and Callum, are all invited to attend for a dinner and a ball at the palace.
Perfect.
But that happened about a few days into the.
After you arrived.
Gotcha. You said 3.5 weeks?
Yeah, it was scheduled to
Gotcha.
enough time to organize and get word out and for people to acquire equipment. Professional dress, no weapons, yada yada yada.
Perfect.
That would put it on to the 25th of Yilgard is when the ball will be.
25th of Yogod?
Yep. Is there anything else anybody wants to do during these few weeks of downtime?
I would just try to, console my mother and let her know that everything is fine, that she has bigger things to worry about than me right now. Blah, 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 blah.
And she goes on about how can she expect to keep this new baby safe if she can't keep you safe.
Well, there's a difference between us and the newborn. We've been training all our lives for this. It's perfectly fine.
She counters that you've been training to be a healer to stay here.
As I've been healing everyone abroad. And then to make my point, I can clear up those scars with like greater restoration, right?
No.
Oh, I can't clear the scars up at all? Or I haven't been able to try?
You need regenerate.
Ah, okay. All right, cool. Well, then
I
never
tell
mind.
you how I got these scars.
Hey, Ed, can you change your background back to what it was before? I told my wife that she should see it, and you're a good guy.
Yeah, hold on.
She even brings up the fact that your scars aren't healing, so going out and adventuring is dangerous, and looking for dragons to slay is dangerous.
To be fair, the two found us. We had to protect ourselves.
Your father told me exactly what that Frost character said, to where you were hoping to encounter these dragons, so that way you could slay them.
Was hoping. He over-exaggerates this Frost. He's a bit of a character. I promise, Mother, we are not waltzing into dragon lairs every other day. It is highly unusual.
And yet you have managed to, or you've claimed to slay 4 dragons and a vampire. These are no small feats. You are putting your life on the line.
Well,
This is what you have chosen to tell me. I'm scared of what you haven't told me.
I've not withheld much information.
But you have withheld information from me. I'm your mother. I brought you into this world and I want to protect you.
Well,
And now you're going out and you're putting your life on the line for what? Some short-lived glory?
well, it's not. That's not to do with glory at all. It's for the good of the people.
Oops. Go back. Good of the people? The dragons were out in the mountains, not here in the city.
Well, the dragons attacked us in the mountains. We were on our way to the Violet Tower.
The Violet Tower is more than capable of defending itself.
Well, yes, we weren't we were going there for information, and we were ambushed on our way.
I do not like this. I want you home after your pilgrimage ends. I don't want any more of this dragon business.
Well, I promise, Mother, you will not hear of any more dragon business from us.
That doesn't build confidence in you. You're learning too much from your brother on how to say things in a way to where you're not. Just be careful.
Of course. We're always careful, Mother. It's fine. I promise.
Always careful.
That's the guy who ran up to the blue dragon because he wanted to touch it.
Ran up to a blue dragon, fucking died.
I put
inside
a
of
curse
tomb.
on it. I didn't just touch it to touch it.
That suit cost you 160 gold.
They can keep one of. I gave them an extra gem to pay for it. So there you go.
You have a gem that's worth like 200 or something gold that you just.
Oh wait, those are only worth 225, not 250. You're right. You said 250 gold.
It was 160 gold for your outfit.
You should have just said 100. Okay, 160. Taking it out.
You said 500, right?
Yeah. 500,000?
Like
right?
seven
Pocket
7,000?
change. Pocket change.
We start at 8:30.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole conversation with Mother and all that.
Okay. That happens on and off for
Yeah.
a few days. But
I'm glad.
Would you like to see
I'm
the outfit I want to make Frost? Hold on.
You do notice that she is well taken care of by the staff.
That's good.
I remembered that other spell I wanted to get. Life Transference from Xanathar's Guide.
That's 4th level, isn't it?
3rd level Necromancy.
Oh, fancy.
Again, he doesn't have this spell, but he will ask the Paola Tower.
I really want to see Yorn wearing that. Isn't that great?
That is, from what I know of Yorn thus far, that is very Yorn.
That is very Yorn. In fact, if you wanted to Photoshop it on him for me.
The tower wants 5,000 gold for it.
Can someone give me the raw picture of him real quick?
Yeah, give me half a second.
Yeah, I can't pay that. So, not getting life transference.
I mean, you can't pay that. Just take it out of the party fund.
5,000 gold just for a heal for Vicus seems steep because that's the only person I would probably use it for. And I have 5 uses of bonus action heals. So I don't think I'm going to do that.
Once you get into 3rd level spell slots, scrolls get much more expensive.
Yeah. 100 gold for... okay, so I need to make a check for that, right? Arcana check.
It's gonna be difficult.
Trying to see if I have another.
I will wait until a day where I have
easier.
A brilliant academic die available to me.
You would have one available.
That one might be doable.
Don't need it.
Okay, you're good.
And I would go into town to buy the special ink and everything I won't use the dragon's blood to scribe a 2nd level spell.
Yeah, just make sure you subtract that gold cost.
Gotcha. Is it 150 gold
I think it's 100
per
level.
100 per level?
Oh, I want to see if I can find any scrolls of protection from energy or these materials to make it.
You want protection from energy?
Yep. 3rd level.
It's a 3rd level?
Yep.
And you're gonna have to make an investigation or a persuasion check. Unless you you go into a temple, right?
Yeah.
Does it cost him more gold to scribe his own or to buy them? I know the rules on that get fucking weird.
Right. So it would be one or the other. Like if I can't find the scroll, I would like to find the materials to scribe it myself or to make it myself because I know the spell and I can do that.
It's a 3rd level scroll, so it will be more expensive for you to just buy it outright.
But to buy the materials for it, then
the cost for the materials is 500 gold.
Okay.
Is it just ink? Because we do have dragon blood.
That's for 3 more. Or is it 500 per?
It's 500 per scroll.
Okay.
And it takes 1 work week, so you can scribe out 3 of these scrolls.
Sweet.
So are we taking our entire month of downtime right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. I figured
Just
that's
double
what
check.
this session was going to be.
Conversion, it's 10 gold to platinum, right?
It's 100 gold is 10 platinum.
100 gold is 10 platinum. Okay, so 10 per gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I gave someone 60 platinum.
That's 600 gold.
Yeah. Perfect.
Wait, that would be 10. That's a factor of 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You said it was a factor of 100.
No.
60 platinum.
I said 100 gold is 10 platinum.
Oh, sorry. I misheard that. Okay, I did it right.
Cool. So then, I bought the stuff to make 3 more. Beautiful. I took that money out of my personal funds. We are good.
Jorn, what are you doing other than romancing all of the ladies in Easternay that adore your large...
Does he have to do like a pregnancy check or something?
Depends, Jorn. Do you have a ring of... Basically, there's
a ring of cuckolding?
A ring of infertility?
Can I just make Constitution saving throws to see if I can hold out long enough?
Hold out con checks?
Doing this pull and pray, I see.
No, with
I mean, his like advice for everyone is just practice your Kegels, all right? He should be able to. He should be able to hit. He should be able to hit someone from like across the room if he wanted to.
Yeah. give me a persuasion check for basically everyone you want to end up with.
Oh.
Oh yes! Every time it doesn't matter, I will roll that 20 for persuasion checks to seduce everything.
Oh my gosh.
How many people do I seduce, DM?
How many do you want to seduce?
As many as that roll gives me, damn it!
I think that's a 31. So probably
That is
31.
a 31.
Two of them are noble ladies, and basically all of their friends. So enjoy.
Very nice.
He does. He does. Come to find out,
He does.
he does. Thought about it. Does.
Can it be one noble lady and one noble man? You know, I gotta maintain my image of non-discretion.
Sure.
Discretion? Discrimination?
I mean, this is just like your first night out, basically. So.
That's his
Wow.
first
I mean-
conquest.
That's my first night out. Oh boy.
Next night he rolls a 1.
Give me a
You
con
find a
check.
hag on the side of the road.
Get con check for that night out.
Oh
Oh.
my god.
I am just slinging ropes at people.
Bam, 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 bam. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Ooh, baby, a double!
Basically give these people the night of their lives. Some nice
I
young...
mean, they're with Yorn. They should be having the night of their lives anyways.
And herpes, so they'll never forget it.
Yes, of course.
Oh my gosh.
The gift that keeps on.
Well,
giving.
you know what they say. What happens in Easternay stays in Easternay, except for herpes. That goes everywhere with you.
That shit comes back.
Oh.
Uh,
Great. So there's your first night out. You have now got yourself into the inner circle of some minor nobles.
I have now cemented my position in the courts.
I
I've been waiting forever to use that one.
I both hate and love Yorn. I don't know how it's possible.
So good.
Because he is. Because he is.
It's not even like I'm jealous. I just hate him.
Is there having debaucherized a small noble house of people? Would there be any kind of juicy information that I could get out of these people? Like, you know, pillow talk them a little bit.
Roll of persuasion. Nat 20.
Don't make me do it.
I have to imagine that Ed is always voyeuring within 30 feet, so that he rolls a one.
That's the reason why he has the flying helmet, so he can just be outside the window going,
Yeah, I'm like a drone.
There are children and grandchildren of the previous king of Easternay that still reside secretly in the city, one day hoping to get back control.
oh, so like underground resistance kind of.
Yeah.
On my second night.
Oh god, could you imagine if we go on
29
for
more to
30
go.
days? 30 days of this?
30 days of Christmas.
Humsmas.
That's some good juicy information.
Also, some people might call it cringemas.
probably also.
Most people, I feel, is the word you're looking for.
On the first day of cringeness, Yorn gave to me.
I honestly don't know what to do with the rest of my time, so I mean, I would kind of sprinkle some of these events in there, but not to take up the party's time or anything. If you want me to do some rolls, I'll do some more rolls.
I mean, yeah,
more than happy to crit.
There are brothel houses that you can just visit in between your nights of like scouring for information and stuff. You do know your character is wise enough to know that if you just start like cementing into every noble house, you're going to get in trouble.
Oh yeah.
So,
it's happened before.
Yes.
So I
hard learned lesson, guys.
I also want to find some diamonds.
Diamonds.
For 300
Shine
gold.
bright like a diamond.
I love diamonds.
If at all possible. If not, so be it.
Roll investigation
Lucy in
check.
the sky with diamonds.
So be it, sorcerer.
Do it.
Do it.
Yes.
I know that you were loving it.
You find that you can get these diamonds available. They have a 15% upcharge.
So be it.
So you can
So
purchase
be it.
300 gold diamonds. Let me roll for how many you can purchase at once. There's 5 that are available for you to purchase.
5.
That you deem that would be meeting the criteria of the spell.
Perfect. And I would go to Ed and say, "Money, please."
Money, daddy.
That it is available to everyone.
Okay.
So my suggestion is that you just go to the handout and do it.
So yeah, then we would take out.
Just like I'm not going to clean your room.
345 gold per.
345 times 5.
Yeah, it's 1,725 gold.
Beautiful.
For all
5. Beautiful.
Wait until you see what I just did. I'm really good at blending this stuff.
What was it again? 345 times 5?
It's 1,725 total.
Okay. So
I just realized that Yorn is probably so buff that he could give a standing ovation without clapping his hands.
Just his pecs.
No, butt cheeks.
Nice.
I think we need a butt cheek check to see if that's true.
Slide of butt check, please. That's a strength check. That's your Kegel grip. I need the slide of butt cheeks for the fine control.
I feel like they'd be like athletics.
Fine control.
Athletics divided by acrobatics.
Okay, cool.
And you see what your DC was.
Perfect. All right, so that's that. We're good there.
Slide of cheeks roll.
It's not like a crowd roaring applause, but you can get some noise out of that.
Maybe it just sounds a little tinny is all.
It's more like
soft clapping.
Yeah.
It's like a golf clap.
If you keep practicing, though, one day.
Okay, cool. So we are good there. Let's do dinner.
I want to do it next week so that way Shifty can participate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we need a good
we need someone there that'll say inappropriate shit,
naturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Derail everything and then leave.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was fantastic.
It's great.
Yeah, it was great. All right. Well, then I'm sure I can find something else to do. Oh, yes. I have to speak with Cal very candidly about our oath. So I would find Cal at some point and just be like, Cal, so I since speaking with Mimir, you seem to be a little bit more on board with these oaths.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound as, fucking terrible as it sounded, previously.
Right. Okay. Just Perfect. All right, because the gods really aren't too much different from our family when you really think about it. They're always fighting with each other, making stinks about things, doing things unjustly to others. You remember Uncle Benjamin, don't you?
Uncle Benji, yeah, of course.
Yes, with how him and father used to be back and forth about their various heirs and whatnot, and the succession for Eastern A and all of that.
Yeah, no, I get that. I guess my whole thing was that I never really read into their total histories. It was more kind of a brief overview because I wasn't, to be 100% honest, quite what's the word? Invested.
Right, yes, you'd
in
much rather
them
read
per
your
se.
fiction books, certainly.
Well, it's turned out to be more fact than fiction in our travels, but no, I have read quite a bit of more of it, adventuring bands and things of that nature. So the gods just never really concerned me because while they say they do a great many things and people attest to it and so on and so forth, I never actually saw it. Not that I saw these adventuring parties, but it just seemed more plausible that a band of people could do great things as opposed to one person just conjuring a great moon snake out of the sky and shit like that. So that just seemed odd to me. But no, like learning all of this, I'm much more on board because it does seem like this Angrboda lady was sort of dealt a bad hand and not of her own fruition. So I think getting her. I mean, I think of it this way: if Mother had us and our new baby sister taken away from her for no reason, no fault of her own, I think that would be absolutely horrible, and I think that she would become a much less nurturing person and be much more vengeful.
Certainly.
So I try to think of it from that perspective.
Yes, let the hate flow through you. Feel its power.
Yes. Well, good. I'm glad that you are on board, as I was worried. I just wanted to check in.
Oh, did you know the Solberg's daughter is just a fucking dog? Like, she is one of the ugliest ladies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, really? Is that so?
No, she's fucking hideous. That's the one where the prince married one of their kids, right? Or no, the prince's sons, yeah.
Well, I definitely wish you would not have told me that.
No, I mean, you might find her attractive. I just thought she was very kind of snooty and kind of like just physically, she probably
was a badge.
It's less about
a fucking badge.
It's
less badge.
Less about the actual appearance of her and more about how you found her so disgusting. I guess that's
no, I don't. I don't find any nobles that rather to be good people. Typically,
well, let's be honest. She kind of looks like when she walks, it makes a squishing sound, like.
What does that even mean, Ed?
And then I point over because for some reason she's over there just for the purpose of the story. And I start doing a minor illusion, and every time she steps, it sounds like a fucking wet rock getting hit by a wet rag.
What the?
Like that sound, you hear that sound effect, and it's like a perfect fucking synchronization. Like every time she steps, it's like. That's all.
I think I've made my point.
Okay, yes.
I just find all nobles to be rather kind of boring and above themselves.
Oh my god, she just picked her nose and ate it. I swear to God.
Okay.
She's not even there, Ed. That's not her. You just made sound effects for some random woman walking down the street.
You're right.
I found the perfect video for you guys.
Yes. All right.
Gotta love some Letterkenny.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, how did the rest of the courtship go? Well, you managed to stave it off for at least until our next visit.
I think so. I think I duped them long enough. No, I just I took them out. We got food and all that good thing, and then I just kind of tried to be as sort of blasé as I could about it, and go about my day. So
Yes.
I have another idea. Why don't you just start farting and being gross and disgusting?
Well, because that would be. I'm not trying to be impolite. I'm just not trying to show any sort of interest.
No, just forget to shower or I don't know, drink a lot the night before so you're sweating.
Well, I don't have the sweating problem per se.
That just means you didn't drink enough.
We could
Apparently,
lather him in mayonnaise before he sets out next time.
Oh God, please no.
Or even
all
better,
sounds terrible.
even better,
I'm not
just
trying
rub
to be
grease
rude.
all over his face the night before so he wakes up and he's all zitty.
I don't think that would
first of
benefit
all,
anyone.
my complexion needs to remain flawless as it is. But secondly, again, I'm not trying to be. I don't know.
I mean, you're not trying to
rude.
impress these women. Let's be
No,
honest.
I'm not trying to impress, but I'm also not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to.
I mean, everyone gets zits, so it's makes you
Right,
less
but
attractive
I
in a
also
subtle
like-
way.
Zits hurt. I don't know. Last time you had a zit, but they don't feel good. So why would I do that to myself? Just if I could.
I don't
just
know if you don't
basically-
like it. I'm sure there's got to be some sick fucker that wants to pop it for you, and then it won't hurt anymore.
I don't want to do that either. Why would I want to do that? This is all fucking very weird, Ed.
Ed, what is going on?
Have you-
Is everything
Ed,
okay?
have you been to the brothel every night this past week?
No, but I did get some weird snog, so
That makes sense.
Oh, well.
No.
It appears to be about that time now, isn't it, everyone? As
So,
I
yeah,
look
no, it's-
at Ed
I don't.
about the starving.
I don't wish to be rude or anything like that. I just don't. I have no interest. So
That's fair.
that's
Sort
just
of-
because you prefer that they had a dick.
that is 100% true. Yes, that is true. But it is what it is. So I just don't have.
I wonder if there's some kind of magic, true restoration, that could, help them grow a dick.
It's not just that. I'm just not attracted
I mean,
to women.
we could also let
just
them
the
grow
penis
follicles. We could help them grow follicles, and I don't know. There's got to be some kind. Maybe they just need the other bits, like the tackle, and then that'll, if they get the tackle box, maybe they'll start growing facial hair and muscles and start looking like something.
I said it's not the penis that attracts me. And
It's the butthole.
Yep.
Well, everyone has that.
Thank you, Jen.
It's really just when he stares into that brown eye.
And it stares back. It stares back at me. The dark void.
And then it winks at you.
The Eye of Cthulhu just opens up for me, and I hallucinate the whole time.
Please, no.
Oh god, no! It's
When
a
you-
hole, and it's
When you stare into the abyss and the abyss stares back.
Right.
I stared right into that eye, and I swear it stared back.
And then it winked at me.
But no, I'm just gay. I'm not weird. I don't want to do weird zip hopping shit or rubbing mayonnaise on myself or whatever weird
all
shit.
bad.
I just
Wait.
don't like
Who said
women.
anything about
That's it.
mayonnaise?
Jorn did. He said rub mayonnaise on yourself before the dates. That's not what I don't want to do that. There's no reason for that.
Yeah, Jorn, that's a bad idea. You're making my idea sound bad.
So that's what we are. I just don't prefer the company of women. That's it. That's all. There's nothing else weird about it.
Well,
at
that's
all.
gay.
It is. That is sort of.
That's
the
kind of
thing.
the point.
When you realize how much, if you realize how much work that I'm doing to make this Jorn photo work, you just be like, this isn't worth it.
It probably isn't, but have another beer. It'll be all right.
I haven't even had one yet.
Oh, see, that's your problem.
I had too much last night, so.
I'm only 5 deep tonight, so we're good.
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous how much work I just did. It's too much. It's too much!
So yes, I will continue to meet with whoever Father wants me to, and I'll, continue to just play it off and not care.
So when are they going to figure it out? Do you have a plan?
I don't have a plan per se. I do know that I need to tell them. I'm thinking at the end of Vicus's pilgrimage, I will probably announce it, and then I'll most likely, depending on if I'm done with my adventuring career, I will most likely just adopt a child. And if they don't accept that, then I'll just renounce my heirship. I don't even know what the fuck it's called.
Well, I apologize, but after the pilgrimage, we still have another thing to tie up.
My fucking wife. She was like, that's when I just come in and I'm like, hi, Daddy. You're not playing my
acceptable?
kid.
Oh,
That is
glorious.
That was totally worth it, actually. What are you talking about?
He only had one hand in the image that I used, so I had to make the other hand.
Oh,
well, you did a good mirror.
The image didn't pop up on the stream, so the stream can't see it.
That's unfortunate.
Speaking of, after you deal with the families, your father asks how things go every time to make sure that you did what he asked. But he also asks if there was anybody interesting that you would like to see again from those families.
No.
Is Ed nearby?
What about the sister of the person that you hit it off with? So that you would get another opportunity.
Of the dude. Yeah. Actually, that was the first one where I called her a fucking dog. The Solbergs.
No, that's the third family.
I thought I rolled D4 and I got a 1, right?
Yeah, but the D1 was the one that you
rolled like a 12 on that one.
You were distracted by the boy.
Right.
Got distracted by the penis again.
Yeah, the third family was the Solbergs.
Gotcha. Okay. By your reaction, I'm assuming the Solbergs are just like super fucking hot. Like they're just like 22 charisma.
They are one of the, like your family, they are one of the original noble families for Easternay, because when the Empire took over, a lot of the noble families died out fighting in that war against the Empire and stuff. So the original families are fairly thin, and new noble families have kind of sprung up. So it was kind of a big deal that one of the princes from the Empire married into one of the original Easternay families.
Wait, so
basically political suicide if you turn them down.
It's interesting. I wouldn't call it political suicide, but there are, as Jorn found out, existing nobles from the previous monarchy that still exist in hiding. So there's likely to be some other noble families helping them out or still showing allegiance to them and not really showing alliance to the Empire.
So if you type in Dragonborn art, guess what the first image is?
Rule 34.
No. Frost's picture.
Oh, is it?
Got him.
True gamer at its best.
So the Soulburns have deep roots into Easternae's heritage and stuff. It's not like they're the perfect family or anything. It's just they're well respected and recognized by true Easternaeans, if that's how you would call yourselves.
Easternese.
Sure.
Easternese.
Easternites.
I don't know if you know who that guy is, but it's that you got to be faster than that, buddy guy. He steals a bag of chips out of somebody's hand and then starts chewing before he ever puts a chip in his mouth. And they're like, he's the fastest man alive. You should look it up because it's fucking hysterical.
I remember that one.
So
it's good.
Yeah.
No, it didn't go super well. They're not the most entertaining ladies. You know me, Father. I like to be adventurous and rather, I'm entertaining myself. You may not think so, I know, but most people do.
Eventually, you're going to grow out of this adventuring stage and need to settle down, and the ladies now are prime, right? It would only become more difficult as they age for you to bear heirs and start creating a family of your own.
They got them childbearing hips.
I'm not saying you need to just rush into it, but you need to be more mindful of compatibility, both politically and for yourself.
Yes. No. So I've been thinking about that. Question to you.
Oh,
let's just say
God.
What if I were to just, offer an adoption to a needy child, and I raise them as my own? Would they be welcome as an heir? Or, I didn't really pay that much attention in class when it came to bloodlines, so I wasn't sure how that would play out.
Blood is what ties our family loyalties together and keep the family loyalties, that the members of the family loyal to each other. If you adopt an outsider from a different bloodline, they would not have that bond and connection to remain loyal to the family. They absolutely could, but there's a huge chance for risk of creating an eternal family wedge with that, as you are my heir.
Yes, well, I'll think more on this then. None of the ladies here in Easternay really strike my fancy, so...
Is Ed nearby?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't think this is
I had a thought, but I don't want to do it.
I mean...
Yeah, I would assume not.
You still are able to adventure now. Maybe you should be paying more attention for compatible partners outside as well. Strengthening our bonds to other nations is also a great way. So if you find a compatible
Father, we have done that already. So there's a certain group called the Knights of Frost that we have done some pretty spectacular work with. And I think I'm going to reach out to them for an emissary to send them to Easternay to speak with you about a potential alliance. In case any sort of military need was needed, they are very, very capable individuals. So you may be hearing from an emissary from them very soon. I think I'm going to send them to you. They're not mercenaries. They are knights of a certain order. They may not be recognized by the Empire as royalty, but they are very, very what's the word I'm looking for?
Capable.
Accomplished warriors. So you should, at my request, and I'm asking this formally, you should entertain them at least to speak to the emissary. I haven't reached out yet, but I would like to here within the next week or so.
I'll consider it, but I need to be hesitant on allowing foreign knights leverage. Remember, our loyalty is to the people of Easternay. While I would not turn down volunteer swords in a time of need, I do not want to be seen as showing preference to outsiders.
No preference is needed, and I don't think they would request any, honestly. They have their own work to do, but I would like you to at least barter with them in the case of if Easternay were to need help. They did help us slay the White Dragon. I mean, and it was just 3 of them. So the adventuring party you see here, Yorn was not there. It was Ash at the time. And 3 of them helped us slay a relatively large white dragon. So they are a formidable band of warriors. So I would at least consider their request.
If they get in contact with me, I will organize a meeting of sorts to discuss terms for aid.
Perfect. And there's also
back onto the subject of you. During your travels, you happen to find a nice young lady, and you have a connection. Don't be hesitant or feel obligated that you need to settle down from someone with Easternay. A political alliance, as well as a happy marriage for you, would be beneficial for the family and Easternay as a whole, as we can strengthen our connections to other nations.
Okay. Sounds good. I will keep my eye out for a lady who I am keen upon, and if she is from another nation, then and of royalty, of course. Don't want to go below my station. I will, I would definitely woo her in due time.
I hope I never hear him say that again.
Woo her in due time?
Yeah, I really didn't like that. That was negative ASMR for me.
Woo her in good time.
All right. Again, I'm not trying to pressure you to rush into a relationship, as it needs to be a healthy relationship for you to live with it as the head of the household when I'm gone. But you don't
I'm rolling out with advantage because I'm telling him what he wants to hear.
You don't want to wait to start looking as well, as you want to
of course.
have plenty of time to build that relationship.
No, of course, yes. I do want a nice, healthy relationship with a lady that bears that bears.
I'm sorry, you're
children.
talking about ladies and then bears. Come on now.
That bears children for the family. I understand, Father.
He looks at you oddly, but he says,
That boy, right.
I do appreciate you for spending as much time as you did with these other families.
Of course.
Anything for you, Papa.
Alright. Unfortunately, I'm also having your room moved. It's going to be your sister's room. As it is closer,
that's fine.
It is closer to our room, and your mother wants to be near the child since you're going to be off adventuring soon anyways.
Your room
Of
has been moved down to the dungeons.
So.
Just as a sex swing, though, for whatever reason.
Just has a bunch of shackles on the wall. We're gonna string you up and force women to have sex with you until you like it.
Or an heir, whichever comes first.
What's gonna end up happening is Callum's just gonna adopt some kid from a foreign land and be like, yeah, I had this with this noble from this other land, but she died, so here's the kid. Enjoy.
Just steal some random lady's baby.
My baby!
Oh, God.
I'm just saying Ed would definitely steal a baby if that's what you wanted. I'm more certain of that than anything.
Here's what we're gonna do, guys. I'm just gonna circle my mouse around this area and then hold the button down suddenly, and we'll figure out. I'm gonna close my eyes though.
So here's the plan. Zooms out in an Ocean's 11 kind of thing.
I'm stealing a baby from Venlo. All right, we got it now. We got the plan.
Right. Where? Shift
Venlo.
Shift
I'm just saying, they sound like they wouldn't miss a child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You had to go visit Haskata, huh?
Just gotta steal a baby. That's it.
Akuna Muscata. Yep.
I heard they make good wine up there in Escada.
God, I hardly knew her.
Jordy Venlo.
You're gonna have a hard time finding a noble there.
Well, that was just like, a drunken fucking, let's scroll around and click a button. But
Ascata is a constitutional monarchy, meaning that it's very much like modern day UK. So it's mostly a republic with the royal family just existing.
Oh, gotcha.
Sounds like the perfect kind of place to have a relationship. No responsibility.
Right, exactly. You're just rich. That's really all.
You're just the figurehead here.
That's your power, is you're rich.
You need to not fall asleep at the United Nations meeting. That's all you got to do.
It was that, or the family was going to be murdered. So
we'll just have to find like some sort of like.
Oh, if the family gets murdered, can we steal their baby?
So I need one of you guys to convince Frost to wear this outfit that Ed has made him.
Are there like do tridents work like seahorses? Do the males carry the baby?
Are you talking about estuary?
Talking about the humanoid race. What are they called again? What's the fish race?
Yeah, those are tridents, but I mean, where do you think tridents live?
I don't know where they live. I'm just asking if
the water.
If the males are the ones that carry the babies. Jen said yes. No, Jen said yes, so that is the canon now.
No.
She's only ever going to say that to you once.
Huh?
Zing.
That still hasn't happened then.
And it never will.
It never will.
I was just trying to make you feel better.
Yeah, no. Male tridents do not carry the babies.
Shit.
I feel like he looked that up on like some page.
Rule 34.
There you go.
Post that
What
in
do you guys think?
Discord and ping them.
He cut his
Perfect.
hair. You notice I got him to cut his hair?
Yeah, nice.
No,
General Frost.
It's not cut. It's held down with mayonnaise.
Ugh, gross. That's a lot of mayonnaise.
All right.
Yes,
Beautiful.
you have that conversation with your dad if after you do your rounds with the families.
Indeed.
Gotcha.
But
Indubitably.
it comes upon where it's getting ready for the ball, but as you are getting ready, your father approaches you again, Callum, making sure it's in private. I'm expecting something of the prince, based off other correspondence.
Okay.
I have a feeling he's going to grant you knighthood tonight.
Me?
Yes.
And the other parties? Or no?
Just you for now. I'm not sure, but he's trying to strengthen the connections between his family and that of Easternay, to strengthen the bond and not get rid of the wedge that was put in when the Empire invaded.
All he has to do is ask you out.
All he gotta ask is what them lip do.
So to be 100% honest with you, I don't know what knighthood within the Empire means.
Your actions will have a direct political effect onto the Empire's portrayal. I mean, your actions represent that of the Empire if he knights you. So when you're off adventuring, your actions out there reflect back onto him.
Okay. And is this something that you wish for the family to have us directly tied to the Empire?
It's not something we have control over. If you could refute the knighthood, but it would be public and it would humiliate him.
Yes, of course. And then that would have us, unceremoniously removed from the royal succession line, I assume.
We're already removed from that succession line since the Empire has moved in. So,
right.
It would be much harder to gain any other prestige, as any other family would be less likely to work with us for fear of also being distanced from the prince.
So I ask you, what would you have me do? Accept it or not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing on your adventures. I know you're hunting dragon. It makes great for glory, but I can't be there to guide you for your adventures. If you believe your actions are outside of my household, would adequately represent the Empire.
Well, Vicus stammers when he's nervous, and the reason we're hunting the dragons is because, honestly, the big one, Frost, the other big one. There's two big ones now. So Frost.
There's two now?
Yeah, there's two now. Frost is doing that in the hopes of sealing a creature known as obsidian. So, which we have since learned is Angrboda that took draconic form as a shapeshifter. So, we were doing that on the pilgrimage in case to, help him achieve that goal. But now we have since learned that, we were actually contacted by Loki and, what's her face?
Angrboda.
Angrboda. Thank you.
You try to say her name, and you physically cannot.
Oh. We were contacted by
the mother of
Namia,
monsters.
and he told us all about Angrboda. No, Namir?
Mimir with an M.
Mimir.
Mimir.
Mimir. And he told us about the story of the Jotun lover of Loki? Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And her children, Fenrir, Angrboda, and Hel. And we were given a choice. So she had a red dragon, a gigantic red dragon.
You can't say any of that. You try to say that. There's nothing about she had or anything that comes out.
Oh. How do you go about saying this without saying it? It's rather fun for me, honestly. It's like a logic puzzle.
I don't understand how this has to do anything about accepting knighthood or not. Are your actions outside of Easternay and representative of the Empire?
The representative of the world, honestly. So that really comes into play. Like, it's... I would say no, it doesn't affect Easternay at all, honestly, but yet it affects everything. So it doesn't... Father, it doesn't concern your squabbles. Honestly, it doesn't. So I don't know what you want me to say to that. Besides,
so now what you're telling me is that this pilgrimage that you've been going on has now evolved into your dealing with worldly affairs.
Yeah, you could say that.
And it has to be you.
Had to be me. Someone else might have gotten it wrong.
As of about as about 3.5 weeks ago, yes, it has to be at this point. Yes, Vickers saw that. Actually, you should ask him about it.
I'm going to be talking to your brother. I thought you were going to be the bad influence on him. It's turning out to where he is the bad influence on you.
No. He's not a bad influence. He was true to himself, and I followed suit because I believe in him. He made this choice on his own. I am not a man of myself. I believe in Vickers and in what he can do. And if he chooses to do something, I follow him without hesitation.
Ask not what you can do for
believe
Vickers, but ask what Vickers can
you
do
from
for you.
what our family ideals are to be, and what we should be doing here as a family. It is up to you to accept this knighthood or not. It is either a reward or a burden upon you.
Very good.
But I wanted you to be aware of that. I'm going to
I appreciate
to your
it.
brother after this ball is over.
Very good.
So
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Now, just so I remember, because I
Dad
was
walks into
drinking
the
then,
room, takes off his belt. Vicus, come here, boy.
just so I remember
You
correctly,
can't
'cause
hurt me now, Dad.
I've been drinking.
I'm an
and
adult.
I've been drinking now, and I was drinking then. Vicus like just straight up signed like right away, right? And then Callum followed suit. That's what happened,
Basically,
if I remember
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah.
Vicus was like, "Yep, I'm doing it." I was like, "Well, fuck, Callum has to do it now."
Vicus was
If I
also
remember
like
correctly,
very scared of saying no because considering what the amount of
right.
creatures there.
The
Yeah.
Vicus was the one that like accepted first.
Pawn
Yeah,
shot first.
yeah, and
Okay.
then once Vicus accepted, Frost was like immediately on board, which he was like
Right.
saying fuck no first, and then he just completely switched to us.
Which is crazy. Okay, hold on. I'm going to write a note, which is crazy to me because this whole fucking thing has been sealing obsidian. So, need to ask Frost about that next session.
I was hoping that the conversation was going to happen tonight, but he's tired.
Yeah,
So
he said he was tired, and so that was my first thing, and then I was like, okay. He said he's not going to stay for the whole session. I didn't know he's going to be there, so I don't want to like drag it out for him. So yes, I will make sure that I ask him about that next session.
But
There you go.
yeah, there we go.
What?
This is where we'll call it for tonight. So
Perfect.
we'll pick up with the ball and stuff. Talk out of game on what you guys want to do after the ball and the birth of your sister.
Question is, what are we doing during the ball?
So during the ball, we got the birth of the sister, and then what to, where to, stuff.
And then
You've asked Mimir quite a bit of information. You kind of know what else you guys need to do, or at least where you need to go. Just let me know so I can prepare, because otherwise we're going to have short sessions. Figure out which child you want to go for first and deal with it.
Well,
and Mimir
it
has
makes
his
sense.
robotic body now.
Yes. I can't wait to ask Mimir how he feels about it next session. I think it makes sense. The most
I
sense.
can feel again.
I think it makes the most sense to go speak with the dwarves and see if we can get Fenrir out.
Yeah, because we have a guy that can like literally travel in the Bifrost. Like, I guess would we know that I guess we wouldn't know like his travel, like how his travel works.